Well, guys, I mean, I feel like last year we got so lucky with injuries, and this year it's been rough. Let's just say that. It's been rough. I mean, Bucky has been through enough in the Flock League, and for him to wake up today to report, and we haven't talked about this yet, to report that basically says Trey Benson is going on IR. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, if anybody can relate to you guys right now, it's Daniel Bucky. If you're out there dealing with a bunch of injuries, I just had my first serious injury with Bucky Irving on my team, but Bucky lost Malik Neighbors, he lost Joe Burrow, now Trey Benson, Tyrone Tracy. I mean, it's been hell for fantasy football this year. It's not.
Yeah, dude, it's not ideal. I'm not sure what else I can do. I mean, what's the frustrating part is that I had like literally half the league come to me the past 2 days asking for Trey Benson, and I'm just like negotiating, right? Like I'm trying to find the best offer, going back and forth with multiple people.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll just wait till the morning. News comes out. Like I'm not sure which more I can do. And I know there's people out there that have drafted a similar team to me and are in the same exact situation.
It's not fun.
And you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. I mean, those players were all going to go, like Malik was going to go off. We believed in Chase Brown, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Great year,
I don't think people are like talking enough about how much the Joe Burrow injury has impacted Chase Brown. They're talking. It's
impacting the whole team.
I agree, but everybody knows that it's impacting the receivers. Nobody's acknowledging how much it impacts Chase Brown, which is really frustrating because clearly when the engine of the offense goes down, I mean, people are looking at the first games when Joe Burrow played as if that was going to be the entirety of this elite offense the entire year. But anyway, it is what it is. There's a lot to talk about. So we are going to dive into some news. We typically don't do this. I'm going to quick fire through some news that we need to be aware of. Guys, appreciate you for being here with us. We do have a giveaway today. We're going to do it at 100 likes because there are so many questions to answer today. So at 100 likes, we'll do this giveaway. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and type week 5 into the chat, all one word. Okay? Once you have done those two things, you're going to be automatically entered. We do greatly appreciate y'all being here with us and hanging out. We're going to have a great stream for you. So again, like the stream and then type week 5 into the chat and you'll be entered. Now, let's quick fire through some news because there is so much happened overnight. So much happened overnight. And not a lot of it is exciting. Okay. Let's just kind of start from... By the way, you mentioned, look, we pretty much got information on Malik Neighbors' knee injury the day after you said the Giants aren't going to tell us anything, which is funny.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought that as well.
It's a torn lateral meniscus in addition to the ACL. So that is something that we will monitor. That's more to our Dynasty people. Shedeur Sanders. If no one else saw this, people are asking him questions about Dylan Gabriel being named the starter, and he's miming them. He's not using words. He's miming as a reply. This is not fake. He's miming as a reply. Have you ever seen a quarterback 3 on a roster have wide receiver 1 alpha energy? Because that is what I'm getting from Shedeur Sanders lately. Okay. Bucky Irving, foot sprain. That was the first thing that was reported. He's on crutches. He's on boots. Hey, guys, heads up. If you have an injury to your foot, probably good not to put weight on it. So it's not that surprising that he's in a boot and on crutches. That just logically makes sense. Obviously, his status is in doubt. Now, we got more information on that. Buccaneers do not fear it's a long-term injury, which is great. They're considering it week to week. Now, the report that wasn't really spread on Twitter, I don't know exactly why, is what the head coach himself said. So head coach has not actually ruled him out for week 5. He said that he's day-to-day, not week-to-week. He says, look, Bucky's day-to-day. He has a chance to play if he can shed the walking boot by Friday. That report, for whatever reason, is not widely going across Twitter. It's only the week-to-week report. So, honestly, as a Bucky Irving owner, everything that's happened today, in my mind, is best case scenario. All right? Because worst case scenario was he's going on IR. So, for them to say week-to-week, slight chance he plays this week, I don't project him to play this week. He's probably out. And that means that Rachaad White is a must start. We'll talk about that. Rachaad White's in a great spot here to be a great play for you. But again, if you own Bucky Irving like me, I do think this is best case scenario. Okay, so we talked about Bucky Irving. Good news, Jaden Daniels will be back this week. Bad news, Trey Benson. You know, we said it yesterday. There's talks about an injury to Trey Benson maybe. Trey Benson might be injured, and everyone's like, no, that's not real. Well, today he's on the IR with a knee injury. Damn shame. That's why we saw so much work for Amari DiMercato to end the week. It's 4 to 6 weeks. So if it's week 5, he's coming back, what, week 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that range? That's difficult. Even as someone like myself who believes in Trey Benson so much to my core, that's difficult to be all in on Trey Benson when you have maybe a couple weeks before the fantasy playoffs begin to get excited about him, for him to establish himself in a role. So I'm not saying he's completely useless in fantasy football anymore. He actually is probably a good buy for teams that are like 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
But
that's what I think.
As far as rest of season rankings, I had to drastically move Benson down. He was RB20, now RB34, and even 34 feels a little aggressive for me. Michael, I'm getting a lot of people in the DMs right now. Hey, so who's most valuable? Who are you playing then? Is it Amari DiMercato or Michael Carter? Like, everybody has a strong opinion on Twitter about this, by the way. Like,
no one knows.
I'm looking on Twitter, and like, y'all know we're not big fans of Twitter. I just feel like there's a lot of clickbait stuff there. And every time I'm scrolling, there's one person saying, oh, you're a dumbass if you think Michael Carter's going to get work. And then the very next tweet is, you're a dumbass if you think Michael Carter isn't going to be the starter. And I find it so funny because nobody who's saying these things so confidently actually knows the answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You look me in the face, okay? I want you. We thrive on like complete transparency, okay? If you think anybody out there who's tweeting knows the answer, they're lying to your face, okay? They don't know. These Twitter accounts do not know. They don't have inside sources in the Arizona Cardinals organization. They have no idea. They're guessing, but saying it with confidence, and maybe they're right, okay? So if you're going to come on the stream here today and say, Zach, please tell me, is it Michael Carter or Amari DiMercato? I don't know. And if anyone's telling you they do know, they are lying straight to your face, okay? Now, here is my opinion on the situation. Gannon, again, this is my opinion, okay? My opinion doesn't mean that it's right. But my opinion is that they are going to use both DiMercato and Michael Carter. And my opinion right now is that Michael Carter will be more the first and second down running back, and DiMercato will be more of your Jeremy McNichols. All right, think about it that way. Does that make sense? So sure. Your third downs, 2-minute drives, obvious passing downs, and he'll get worked in a little more on the ground as well. But I do think Michael Carter will play a role on the ground for this team. When he was called up from the practice squad, the entire team cheered him on. It was a cool moment to see. And if you guys remember last year, when James Conner went down, Michael Carter played a key role. He played a key role, all right? In week 16, 17, 18, you can see 17 was the first week where, you know, there was a serious injury to this backfield. He had 13 carries on the ground, 2 targets through the air. In week 18 versus San Francisco, he had 17 carries on the ground, 4 targets through the air. So, in my opinion, Michael Carter will be the first and second down back. That doesn't mean I'm right, okay? That doesn't mean I have the correct opinion. But honestly, with the amount of injuries, I'm preparing a video tomorrow that's going to be helpful if you guys are in a desperate spot. With the amount of injuries in fantasy football right now, Badaki, I think you could play both. I think you could play both because they play the Tennessee Titans this week.
Yeah,
which,
it's a favorable matchup.
It's one of the best matchups for your fantasy running backs. So you can totally put Michael Carter and Amari DiMercato into your lineup, but don't pretend or if anyone's telling you they know the answer, then stop listening to those people respectfully, because no one knows the answer. They're just lying to you if they say that they know the answer. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to be harsh, but let's be so for real. Nobody knows the answer. I can promise you nobody in our network and nobody on YouTube knows the answer to that question.
Nobody knows.
Right now I have Michael Carter ranked at 28 this week, and I have DeMarcado ranked at 29. Do you want to share any thoughts on that before we move on?
I am heartbroken by fantasy football this year, by Trey Benson, and that's the only thoughts I can say.
Okay, which is totally fair. Chuba Hubbard considered day to day. Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings are all out Thursday Night Football, so maybe the Rams are a good streaming option. There was this video that went around where Michael Carter talked about, 1 week ago from the practice squad, and next week you're starting. So people are interpreting that as if he's been told he's going to start. I'm more interpreting that as he's like, wow, I'm on the squad now. Maybe I'm going to actually be able to play in the game. I don't think he knows the answer to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he actually knows the answer. I don't think he's sharing any information with us right there. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you so much for being here with us. Again, if you aren't aware, we are doing a giveaway today. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and type week 5, all one word, into the chat, and you will be entered. One thing that you do absolutely need to know is you'll see some people that, on today's stream who have free questions. For example, Bloods here. You see B Luds here. He has a free question that he's submitting through the site. Now, the reason he has a free question is because you get some free vouchers when you become a season pass member with the promo code LAND. Again, it's a $34 one-time purchase. Get the season pass if you haven't gotten it yet. Use the code LAND. You're going to get some free vouchers to come on the stream and ask us questions. You're going to get unlimited access to our rest of season rankings, our weekly rankings, and unlimited access to the site, like the trade calculator, etc. So definitely go check that out. We have a ton of questions to get to today. If you want to prioritize yourself, you can get the season pass and get some free vouchers, or you can just buy a question on the site. Completely up to you. There are no, you don't have to do anything, but of course there are so many questions we need to get to. So that's what we're going to do here now. Appreciate you guys for being in the chat. Let's start with Springer.
Yeah, Springer, appreciate you. Javonte Williams, Nico Collins for Bijan Robinson and Alec A. Manor. This is a 14-team start, 7.
That's what's interesting about it. No team linked, but in a 14-team league, it's really hard to field a starting lineup.
Yeah, I'm keeping Javonte and Nico here. As much as I love Bijan, Javonte has been great. You know, like he can, and obviously Nico's gonna have better days. I think if Nico continues to improve, then that's probably the long-term answer. And I think the down tier from Alec is pretty significant. If you told me Alec was a different wide receiver, like a Matthew Golden or a Jacoby Myers or Chris Olave type of player, I'll feel a lot. Yeah, that'll make me feel better.
Here's what I will say though: if you feel really comfortable with your depth and you're looking at your lineup after you lose 2 starters to gain 1, and you're like, I'm still completely fine, I would do this trade. But if you're in a situation where, doing this compromises your starting lineup, then no. So it really comes down to that answer. But I agree with Badaki. If you can find a counter for a more reliable name, then it becomes much more doable. All right, Cats 3-4.
Yeah, it says easy for a dynasty to have Saquon, Ashton, and Travion. I mean, yeah, I'm taking Lam McConkey here every day over Woody in the 26.
I love Woody Marks. Obviously, I've been the leader of the Woody Marks train in the last couple weeks, but I'm still buying Lad in Dynasty long term. You don't panic selling Dynasty on Lad. All right, would you send away Kamara for Kittle in redraft? Calculator says I lose, but I feel like it's good. I would lean on it's much more difficult to find a starting running back than it is a tight end, but I guess it depends on your depth here.
Yeah, I mean, he has JT, ET, and Chase Brown.
I'd rather send Chase Brown.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants Chase Brown,
but he already has Juwan Johnson. So if you're going to make this move, I would personally prefer to keep Kamara if you can. I understand you might not be able to, but make that Chase Brown instead and offer back like Kyle Pitts or something, or Mark Andrews.
Sure.
Something like that feels better to me if you can. That's just a counter I would like to try.
B Luds here, sending away Aaron Jones and Bashul Tootin for Sam Laporta. 12-team start 8.
This might sound crazy, but I don't want to buy Sam Laporta. I'd rather just string the position.
Yeah, I'm neither here or there. I mean,
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
I'm just not like. I know. Guess it depends. Like, who do you have your team linked? Let's see.
Laporta has averaged 4 targets per game since week 2. Not a single game over 40 receiving yards. Now, that obviously will probably change. He will get more involved. But the problem is game script in some of these games. Like, he plays Cincinnati this week. I have Jameson Williams in my lineup, and I'm even thinking, like, will there be a moment where they need to throw the ball? You know?
I would say based off like your team construction, I would just be okay with it. I don't think there's going to be a point in time in your running back room where you're going to be starting these guys. Tootin and Aaron Jones are your running back 5 and 6. And Harold Fannin, look, maybe there's going to be new life with Dylan Gabriel. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Brenton Strange is on the waiver wire. Is that not the same thing as Sam Laporta, though?
Sure.
I mean,
100%.
I don't know. I'm not opposed to this idea, but not if it's Sam Laporta. For me, that name would need to be like Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
That name would need to be Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, George Kittle, buying low on him, Bowers. I mean, I know not all those are possible, but I just don't think Laporta really is the difference maker for you.
Yeah.
Again, think about it. If Etienne were to sustain an injury, and injuries are happening everywhere, and I'm not wish casting this, by the way, then Tootin is by far more valuable. Even if Aaron Jones comes back, he's probably more valuable than Sam Laporta, and he will be back. So, anyway.
No, makes sense. All right. Bigfoot, Travis Etienne, and Roma Dunze for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, interesting question. I probably am going to keep Etienne and Adunze here.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well, as much as I love JT.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's been incredible, but Roma Dunze has as well. He's like a top 3 receiver so far. Is that right? Through the first 4 weeks? I feel like an absolute dumbass for drafting him, calling him my breakout of the year, drafting him in the flock league, getting so much flack for it, and then trading him away before the year. I'm an absolute idiot. Yeah, I don't see a reason to make this move.
I completely agree. All right, next one here. JCM, Tetaroa, Brock Bowers for Trey Benson, Lavi, and McBride. I mean,
obviously we're not doing this. Yeah,
unfortunately.
We're not doing this, obviously. Hopefully you didn't accept it with Benson's injury.
Yeah, I would agree. That's unfortunate. Danny says Wanda Robinson and AJ Brown for Aaron Jones and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Give me Johnson and Jigba easily.
Yeah, I agree.
Very easily. Thank you.
The best player. Jack here is sending away Judkins, Godwin, Olave for Ricky and Tet. My initial thought is no.
Yeah, no.
I want Quinshon on my team. I wish.
Between Judkins and T-Mac, I prefer Judkins, and then between Pearson and Olave, it's too close. So no, that's not enough. I agree. 0-4, he says, please help. So he would send away Bijan for Genty and JSN. I think that's pretty fair, honestly. Like, if you're 0-4 right now, you're 0-4 right now and Bijan's on a bye, this isn't really like even selling low on Bijan. I mean, you're still getting Genty and JSN, who's one of the better receivers in fantasy football right now.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I don't see why. I mean, that's not, obviously nobody wants to give up Bijan Robinson. But that's not a bad offer at all. Like, JSN would be a first-round pick if we redid fantasy drafts.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Malik here says, I want Mason to see this.
Well,
sure. Hopefully
you're going to have to submit to Mason next time. They're sending away Javonte, Judkins, Shakir, Worthy for Amon-Ra and Dobbins.
10 teams start 8. I mean, the best player in this deal is technically Amon-Ra, but like you're getting some quality running backs here.
Well, he's sending away quality running backs.
Sorry, you're sending away quality running backs. You're right. I guess you do have your team linked, which is going to be helpful.
Yeah. If he loses Judkins, remind me who he's sending away. Judkins,
Javonte, Worthy, and Shakira. I don't think you can do this trade.
No way, dude. Your depth is nowhere near strong enough to make a move like this.
Yeah, you're going to struggle there at that position, or at the running back position. Your RB2 will be JCM, if I'm not mistaken, or JK. But even then,
JK is a ticking time bomb. You're going to have to rely on Swift. I think that's not a good move for you, dude.
I agree. All right. Next one here, Dylan Gabriel Superflex. Should I sell Bowers and Brown T-Mac for a quarterback upgrade? I don't like selling wide receivers for a quarterback upgrade. Maybe in a Superflex league, that's a little bit more reasonable. But we can have a like
Dylan
here.
Gabriel or Cooper Rush if you had to choose one this week. I'm probably putting Rush out there.
I'm going Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what the Vikings did to Jake Browning, and that guy's a vet. Now you're gonna do that to.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay, at the running back position, if Bucky Irving doesn't play, I guess you're gonna have to play RJ Harvey.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. DK's on a bye. Golden
On a bye.
on a bye as well. So hopefully that pans out. Hopefully Bucky plays for you.
But as far as like the upgrade, Bowers and Brown. Should I sell Bowers and Brown? Don't sell T-Mac, but if you can sell Bowers and Brown, I have no problem looking at a quarterback upgrade if there's a reasonable one. But you might as well wait 1 week and see what Dylan Gabriel looks like.
Yeah.
D's nuts. He's starting Goff or Murray. I want to go Goff this week versus Cincy. At running back,
Sure.
I'll go Kamara here at RB2. At wide receiver, Adunze's on bye, so you're going to have to put A.J. Brown in there. And then at the flex spot, probably Chase Brown is your best bet there. It's not fun, but he got you 10 points last week. He was a fine floor.
Yep, I'm there with you. All right, here we go. Shiny is sending away Swift, Zay Adams for Bijan and Chris Olave. Oh, it just refreshed for me. My initial thought is, who is your wide receiver? Because you're sending.
It's a 10-team league. I'd have a hard
Monte
time
Adams
not
might be your wide
accepting
receiver
this.
too.
Yeah, if you have a strong enough wide receiver room, I don't see a problem with this. It's a 10-team start 8. I'm sure everybody's teams are pretty good. So for you to get the best player in the deal, that's why context is so important to each trade. I'm fine to grab Bijan there. Like how long will Swift keep that role? Maybe all year, maybe not. Maybe it'll be more of a split. So
Yeah, I
take
can
Bijan
understand. Coco, Tony Pollard, Jawan Johnson, Mama Coco, and Cam Scatterboot.
Cam and T-Mac side easily.
Cam and T-Mac for
Easily,
sure. I completely agree. Jay Boss here.
Still rebuilding. These are my first and likely the 101. Who knows in 2027? Yeah, no, you can't do this. No, you just can't. Not with all the uncertainty around his injury and the timeline. I promise you, Malik Neighbors. I mean, he should be cheaper than sending the 101 in back-to-back years. Like as a rebuilder, you're basically completely. How do I explain this? Like, you're doing the opposite of your goal here. Obviously, the goal is to get great players, but if you know that's the 101 will have way more value in April than it has today. You know what I mean? Like the 101 in April is going to be way more.
The 101 is definitely interesting, but if you told me this is like, 2 to 6, I'm still taking Malik Davis
he's saying
personally.
it's the 101.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Maybe you send that 101 for Neighbors right now, but at this point, like peak buy low season, I don't think he should cost this much, so I'll keep the picks. Nate, go for floor or upside?
Well, it just depends.
I'm going probably May. I do love Justin though this week.
Yeah, Justin has an incredible matchup. Amarion, Jonathan Taylor. Maybe I'll come back to that. I need to double check my rankings, but let's hit the lineup first. Amon-Ra, Devontae at the tight end position. I mean, I'm going to go Hunter Henry. It's kind of hard not to start him.
Well, just quickly, I'm looking at my rankings. I am going to go Drake May.
Okay.
But you said Hunter Henry?
Yeah, I said Hunter Henry. For me, technically, it's Justin Fields. I just had a look.
Okay.
It's Justin Fields for me, so maybe that's going to hurt.
They're both in great situations. I have no problem starting Justin Fields. He has the best matchup this week. My only concern is, May's just been more consistent. That's it.
Justin Fields could have no pun, like legit, like a field day. He's going to be running around with this against this defense, and I can just see that. Anyways,
I'll just say quickly on
him.
Hunter Henry, I would probably start Hawkinson over him this week. The Bills are the second worst matchup for your tight end, so I might lean more. Their linebacker room is decent, so I might lean more Hawkinson there. At his last flex option, he has a lot of good opportunities here with Kamara, Marks. I think Kamara is your best bet versus the Giants.
Yeah, Kamara is the best one. I think over Olave as well, and you started in Buka there. Okay. Dynasty tie here. Jared Goff at the running back position. I guess it's going to be Chase Brown, and then it's going to be
Zach or Tony.
I need to double check between these guys. These guys are all very close.
Assuming Tajay Spears is not playing Tony.
Yeah, because he technically has the best matchup. You're technically right.
Okay.
At the time
we did reach 100 likes, so let's tell people how they can enter. Brenton Strange, though, right?
And Brenton Strange, correct.
Good lineup there, Dynasty Tie. Okay, guys, so we currently have 71 entries for the giveaway. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and then type week 5 into the chat, all one word.
Week 5.
We'll do a couple more questions. We did reach our goal, and then we'll come back and do this giveaway. We'll give you one last chance to enter. JD23 is sending away Henderson and Hunter for Kittle. I mean, there's a real chance that if you do this, you look back in like week 10 and you're like, why did I give up on these rookies so early? But at the same time, Kittle is a guaranteed, I feel, upgrade.
That's how I feel.
But look at his running back room if he loses Travion, bro. I don't know that he can do this.
Let's see.
If he loses Travion...
Yeah, it's going to be Cam. I mean, this 12-team start 8.
Your running back room is going to be just torn to shreds, bro. I'm not sure you can afford this.
I wonder if Travion can be somebody else.
You need to trade Travion for like a Addison or something. Or Chubb. Chubb's not very attractive. But Addison and Hunter is fine. Yeah.
I agree. I'm okay with those two.
Yeah, your running back room is not strong enough to make a move like this. Even if you want it to be Addison, Chubb, and Hunter, you can afford to do that. But yeah, those are some counters. Short Marimba is starting Herbert, Genty, Taylor, Myers, Amon-Ra, Woody. We have Montgomery here. We have Javonte. These are all options. Jameson. I'm starting Jameson over Jacoby. It's not that I'm anti-Jacoby Myers, but what the hell? He's had so many smash matchups and done nothing with them. I mean...
I think they've got successful running the ball.
Which is great, but if you know Jacoby doesn't have some massive ceiling, why not just put Jameson out there? That's my mindset. It's like, okay, similar... okay, so Jameson's been super disappointing the last 2 weeks, right? Well, one scored 6.3, the other scored 9.3. One scored 5.7, the other scored 7. And we've said Jameson's been super disappointing. Myers is just kind of under the radar disappointing as well, so I don't see a reason not to put Jameson in there.
Yeah,
and then at the flex, Montgomery's matchup is so good.
It's too nice. I'm definitely starting Monty over Woody.
The thing is, Woody's matchup is also about as good as it gets. No Lamar Jackson. The spread is at 1.5.
Yeah.
Worst rushing defense in the NFL right now. Well, best matchup for your running back, rather.
Yeah. I think they both have good matchups. I think I'm just going to lean on the team that, so the matchup is good for Woody. So let's just say hypothetically Nick Chubb starts to run free.
Yeah.
What happens if he has the hot hand in the first couple of
At the same time, it's not like it's not a split backfield in Detroit anyway.
Yeah. Which I get.
I think in a 10-team league, Montgomery is safest, but I have Woody Marks ahead. So I want you guys to recognize that I am a little bit irrational right now. Woody Marks, I think, has every reason to smash this week, right? Coming off a 20-plus touch game, all the coaching staff saying they want to get him more involved. He has the best matchup in fantasy football. No Lamar Jackson. That's why I'm going Woody Marks. But Montgomery is a safer play. I will recognize that.
Okay, sounds good.
That
right,
did not
let's
update.
see.
Give me a second.
Okay, no worries.
Give me 1 second. We are almost back. Appreciate y'all for being here. Why don't we go ahead and do this giveaway? But short Marimba, we just answered this question. So just scroll back in the time code for about 60 seconds and you'll hear our answer, my friend. Okay, so 97 entries. Again, all you had to do to enter was like the stream and type week 5 into the chat. Let's see, 97 entries. Okay, so we're going to give away a start sit voucher first.
Yep. Good luck, everyone. Week 5.
The first winner is Happen Twice. So, Happen Twice, congratulations. DM me on Discord, my friend. There's my username. I need a screenshot of your YouTube account, and I need you to tell me your Flock Fantasy username. Now, this goes out to anybody who's watching the stream, but if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username, you can create one for free. I'll put a link in the chat right now. All I need you to do is make sure you use the code LAND at signup, LAND. That way I can find you on the back end. But anybody out there can create a free account, and then you can see Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo Leagues, Expert Consensus on your teams. Okay, that was the start sit. Let's go to a trade question voucher. The trade question voucher is going to Matthew Flag. So same thing, Matthew. Same thing, Matthew. Just send me that information on Discord. We'll do another giveaway if we reach 200 likes. So be a friend, hit the like button, and type week 5 into the chat to enter. We're already at 145, so it's definitely possible. All right, RD21 Ellis says, or Pearsall instead of Ladd. So he would send away Dart, Brown, McConkey for Fields, Swift, and Waddle. It's about as like neutral a trade can get. I don't have a strong opinion on this. Between Waddle, Pearsall, and McConkey, I would have them all in the same tier. Chase Brown and DeAndre Swift, I would have in the same tier. If anything, I probably slightly prefer Justin Fields over Dart. So I'm fine with it, but I don't have a strong opinion on this one.
Yeah, don't have a strong opinion either. So completely agree. All right, next one here, JD. You are sending away Cam, Jordan Addison, Michael Pittman for Jimmy Cook, 1 quarterback, start 8. Do you need help? I don't think well, actually, not that you need help. You're actually sending these players away.
Yeah. So who's he sending away again? Remind me.
Cam Addison, Jordan Addison and Michael Pittman.
So if he does this move, he's starting Lamar Jackson. If Lamar plays, he's not going to probably. Then he's starting James Cook, Genty, Puka, Zay, Strange, Debo. The only problem is like your flex goes to shit if you do this.
Yeah, I wonder if you can get a little something in return. Like, just get like a Golden who's on a bye week. Maybe this guy needs to win. Can you get a Golden back? I would take a shot on the Higgins, or I guess Darius. I don't know if Darius Slayton is I want back, but that's kind of where I would go. At the same time,
yeah, like Pacheco back. Like, can you get
something.
Pacheco and Slayton? You're kind of like.
I thought you can get Woody.
He's gonna drop somebody. Yeah, like Higgins. You can't get Woody probably, but like Higgins and Kendre. Can you get something? Because your flex goes to shit if you do this pretty quickly. Monster here is starting Goff, Gibbs at RB2. We're gonna put Kyron in there. At wide receiver, London's on bye. For me, this is Egbuka and then Worthy. At flex, I don't want to start Jordan Mason this week if I have better options than you do. So between Marvin and McMillan,
for me, this would be. I think it's gonna be Tet for me. Let me just triple check.
Yeah, versus Miami.
Yeah, and then Marvin against Ladarius, which I'm not in love with.
Yeah,
it is gonna be Tetaroa for me.
Isaac Wooten at quarterback. Well, you're gonna start Jaden if he plays, right?
Yeah.
Then Kyron, Genty, Amon-Ra. I'm going to start Worthy here.
Mm-hmm.
And then at your flex spot.
Oh gosh, this is crazy.
Wow. I don't think you can sit Judkins.
I don't think you can. But he's also sitting Javonte against the Jets here, too. Like, who's Kyron playing? The 49ers Thursday night.
49ers are decimated,
like they're
though.
just, yeah, they're hurt. Like, they're my fantasy football team, actually.
Yeah, I technically have Javonte over Kyron.
Yeah, I was just going to pull that up in a second.
I don't know how to tell you to sit Kyron, though.
I have Javonte over Kyron as well. Javonte is my RB9 for the week.
Dude, figure something out. Like, I don't know what to tell him. All right, I'm going to ask the chat here, guys. Judkins or Javonte?
Javonte.
Or, sorry, Kyron or Javonte?
Kyron or Javonte. Yeah, Kyron or Javonte.
Kyron or Javonte, chat. Let's start.
I'm going to go Javonte. I think the matchup is too sweet. They just came back in a game that they were struggling to run the ball. I think they're going to make a huge emphasis on that. And yeah, I'm going to go Javonte.
Yeah, I don't know how you set one of these names. I'd love to be in your position here. Yeah, my gosh. It looks like he wasn't considering starting Javonte over Kyron, so I don't want to lead him astray. Right now, out of 23 votes in the chat, 65% say Javonte. 68% say Javonte. That's kind of where I leaned as well, but I just want you to know that I'm so sorry if Kyron Williams goes off, because you have so many good options. It's hard to choose one. Maybe you should consolidate. B2B Cobra. I guess, are they putting a trade question in here as well? I'm not sure what's happening here. Let's start their lineup. Josh Allen, McCaffrey, Taylor, Debo. At wide receiver, I think Johnson's got to be in play. At tight end,
I'm going Dalton.
Yeah?
I think I'm going to go Dalton. Let me just triple
One
check.
target last week, though. I mean, I know it was okay, but he wasn't heavily involved. I think it's a little bit random there. I think
Jawan's also questionable.
I would play Jawan if he's healthy. If he's not healthy, then I would lean Laporta. But they're all back-to-back in my rankings.
Yeah, I understand that.
Now, are you starting Scatterby or Pittman this week? Hard to sit Scat with all those touches.
Yeah, all the touches. I think they're going to elevate the offense just a little bit more. I don't think they can lean on the run game, especially with Jackson.
I just read his question. He was just asking about the start sit. I just read it wrong, but
right, okay. I think Michael Pittman has been it.
Yeah, but 27 touches for Scatterby last week. Yeah, and now he plays the Saints.
27 touches in the end zone, and he only got 13 points. Michael Pittman.
Well, he played the Chargers.
Yeah,
the Chargers and the Saints are two very different realities.
That's true. Look, I don't think there's no wrong answer. Pittman feels like the higher ceiling, and Cam feels like a safe floor. So whatever you need this week, maybe that's probably the best way to.
I'm going Cam, but I do like Pittman as well. Dan V616 at quarterback. You know, we're on opposite sides here, but I love both of these options between May and Fields. I'm starting May, Badaki's going Fields. Fields does have the best matchup, so I don't mind if that's where you guys lean. At running back here, this would be Woody Marks over Jordan Mason for me. Then at flex, I'll go McMillan or Egbuka.
Simon, he says pick one, start four. So am I picking one or starting four?
Pick one, start four. Yeah, that is actually confusing. Maybe we just pick one. And I would say Troy Franklin probably. They play the Eagles, but same amount of targets as Sutton this year. Let me just look at my rankings real fast.
Yeah. Trey Tucker. I don't think I can start Trey. I think it's going to be Troy. I don't think I can trust in DeMarcus and Trey. Now, the only issue with me saying that I can't trust DeMarcus is that Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall is probably not going to play. So who are they going to throw the ball to?
Yeah, I know.
Probably is going to be a crazy game for CMC.
How about
Um,
Jake Tonjes? Look, I think Tucker's the highest ranked guy I have here versus the Colts. I don't like any of these options. I would probably be Franklin in a better matchup, but it's not a good matchup. So Franklin, I'll rank them in order of how I have them ranked. Tucker, Franklin, Slayton, DeMarcus, Kirk, but they're all in the same tier of like, you know.
Yeah. Of that same
let's kind of guess here.
Appreciate you, man. All right, LOL. At the quarterback, Josh Allen. At the running back, I see Jahmyr Gibbs, Travis Etienne. Hopefully, we can start.
Are you
one
going
of those
Etienne
guys.
over Hampton though?
Oh, okay. I didn't see Hampton. No.
I'm going Hampton there.
Let me just triple check. But I didn't realize Hampton was there. But I will be starting Hampton over Etienne. You're correct.
Okay. At wide receiver, it would be Pickens and Pittman for me.
Yeah, tight end.
Jawan.
Tight end here, if Jawan plays, I'm happy to go there. But if not, Hunter Henry.
And then at the flex, I'm probably going Judkins or Etienne. I'll go Judkins.
I'm going to go Judkins as well.
That's tough.
Judkins and Etienne are back-to-back here. Yeah. I think the only upside, or they both have tough matchups technically, but the Jags play the Chiefs, and they're kind of on that hot streak. They're coming back right now. Mr. Bank,
from downtown.
Yeah, they gave up already. Confirmed that they will accept any trying to get Bowers Henderson without veto. So meaning that like you're not gonna do the trade anymore? I'm confused. Anyways, we'll just answer the question. This is a big one. Javonte Jameson, Ricky, Chris Godwin, Zach Ertz, and you're receiving Henderson, Nico, Brock Bowers. They gave up. Right. Meaning like they are like 0-4 type vibe. Confirmed they will accept any. Trying to get Bowers Henderson without veto. Right. So you're trying to give up a bunch of nothing to get some good players because the other team has given up already.
Well,
sure.
It's not a bunch of nothing here though.
Sure,
like
but
Walker,
I guess that's what he's trying to say. Like he's trying to say like I'm going to give a bunch of players to get some of the best players.
Yeah. So Walker and Henderson are close in rest of season rankings. I prefer Walker slightly. Jameson and Pearsall, you could kind of rationalize that for Nico, and then Ertz. Yeah. I mean, look, there's no harm in sending this. See what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can send Chase Brown instead of Kenneth, that's better. But you got to give something, I guess. Worst case scenario, yeah, this isn't too crazy. I would send that and see what they say. Unfortunately, I am the only one who can control the stream, but I need to go for like 5 minutes. Can you answer some questions at random in the chat for our people?
Sure.
So Badaki is going to answer your questions. So put some questions in the chat. We'll take like a 5-minute little chat break here. And
our little chat break. Okay. We'll get 5 questions under the Matt flag questions, and I won't be able to pick them up. But put them in. I'll answer them as best as I can here, of course, for you guys. So get them in. I'll let some kind of trickle in here. All right, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott from Colin here this week. For me, this is close. I technically still have Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott based off matchup, but I wouldn't be upset. Nick says, have Brown, Scat, Monty, London, and Mika and Jameson. Should I look to trade for a better running back or wide receiver? Look, if you have Chase Brown, you can't sell him. If you have Jameson Williams, you probably can't sell him. The only players on your team that you can sell is probably London and Mika. I think you might even have a hard time selling Monty based off what he just did this past week. So you definitely can try and sell for a better running back, but like you're going to have to give up something good to get something good in return, unfortunately. So if I were you, it's just best to hold. Adrian was offered AJ Brown for McConkey and Dobbins. AJ Brown for McConkey and Dobbins. In my opinion, I would still keep. Actually, no, because you have Jalen Hurts, CMC, Bucky, Jefferson, McConkey, Smith. You have Brees Hampton, benches Dobbins. So you're getting AJ Brown back. I think I'm just okay to get AJ Brown. I would be okay with that. Hunter Henry or Darren Waller for me is Hunter Henry. Yes, Port. All the most likely, depending on how the stream goes, we will try and do all of the team reviews. Today I see we have 5. But I mean, to be completely transparent with you, if I do quick maths here, we currently have 46, 48, 48 plus 5 team reviews, so 53 questions that we have to answer on the back end, and you kind of know how long we kind of take. So just depends on how long this live stream is going to go. So I'll let you know. All right, let's see here. Mason is a pretty tough start, I would say. I mean, the Browns have kind of stopped a lot of the run game. I mean, you saw some of the best running games going through the Cleveland Browns there, and really not perform. You saw Josh Jacobs have one of his worst weeks. Chase Brown have one of his worst weeks. Derrick Henry have one of his worst weeks as well. Playing the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they only gave 2 points to Derrick Henry. So, I even think Jahmyr Gibbs and Monty didn't have the best game against the Browns as well, but I think they had probably the best one. So keep that in mind. Pollard or Woody, for me, this would be, or Cam. For me, this would be Cam. If Bucky is hurt, Jordan Mason or Rashad White from Rigo. For me, it would be Rashad White. I know the Eagles are tough, but I would still go there. Drake May or Baker this week, it will be Drake May. Drake May for sure. Let me just triple check that for you, actually. Yes, it'll be Drake May comfortably. Henderson, Woody, or DeMarcado. I would go Woody Marks there. This is Chris. How you doing, brother? He says, I have a star-studded question that I submitted. I forgot to add a trade away. Dylan. This is Chris. The best thing I can tell you is just wait until your name comes up, because I probably won't be able to remember that later on down the road. But we appreciate you. Travis, sit Knicks and stream a Dart this week. No, I don't think you can do that. I'm still going to be starting Bo Nix, even though it's not technically the best matchup against Philly. But I'm still going to go Bo Nix. Funny enough, I do have Bo Nix and Jackson Dart back to back, but I still have confidence in Bo. Now, as a Giants fan, I can be really, optimistic and say that he can have a good game, but he doesn't have Malik Neighbors. So that's a whole nother process. Jose says, you know who I can trade AJ Brown or Coleman for in a one call. This is a dynasty. Oh man, I'm trying to look for future first if you possibly can. I don't think you can get a first for AJ Brown right now, which at the same time, you probably don't want to sell AJ Brown for seconds. So it's probably just pivoting to other players if you possibly can. But I mean, that's kind of a really loaded question. It all depends on your team. Are you competing? Do you not want to compete? Are you just trying to rebuild? Are you just looking for picks? That's a really big question there. So I'll let you know. Trade Genty and Godwin to get Cooks. Puka Jason, Jacobs, Judkins. To get James Cook, I'll be okay to do that with James Cook. Now, if this is a start 7 or like a start 9, excuse me, I would say probably not. I think Godwin is coming back here. Obviously, he had 10 targets last week. I would just be waiting because Genty looks like he's having a breakout, and James Cook, which is frustrating, is the RB2 right now, and I would just rather keep Jimmy.
Yeah, love it. Let's get back to the site.
Okay.
SG Medic. Sending away AJ Brown for Pacheco and Brian Thomas. I mean, can you get something other than Pacheco?
Do you want AJ Brown or Brian Thomas?
I want AJ Brown slightly, but it's close. I'd love to get something actually valuable here. Like Pacheco's not valuable in my opinion. So,
I mean, the only names that come to mind is Golden, Wandell.
Can you turn DeAndre Swift? Can you make it Brown and Swift into Thomas Javante? That's great if you can do that. If not, understandable. Can you even get like Brian Thomas and Matthew Golden or something? Even like a Wan'Dale Robinson instead of a Pacheco. I just don't have much desire to get Isaiah Pacheco. So, yep. All right. I think we're on the same page there. I don't know. Are we on the same page, brother?
Yes, sorry. I was just looking at the camera and someone's at the door.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I'll be right back.
Ram Berserk is sending away May, Woody Marks, and Fannin for Prescott and Jake. I don't like a quarterback for quarterback trade. I do love Jake Ferguson here, but I hate giving up a tight end or a Woody Marks. Woody Marks is your RB4. So you can't afford to do this. But why is there a quarterback even involved? You already have Jalen Hurts and Drake May. I just don't see a reason to get a quarterback back. That doesn't help you at all. So if you want to make it make sense, then get Jake Ferguson and, you know, buy low on Brian Thomas. You know, send them Alec Manor or something. That makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense getting a, another quarterback when you've already got Jalen Hurts. So that would be my counter. Big J starting Allen at running back. With Rachaad White. Ooh, yeah. Well, look. Interesting. Obviously, if Bucky plays, you can play him. It's going to be a lot of nuance to this answer. So give me 1 second to look at my rankings. Okay. Walker against the Bucks. I think I'm starting Woody Marks regardless. Okay. So Woody Marks is getting started regardless. At wide receiver, we're going to start Egbuka. And then I'm probably starting Sutton over Chase, even though it's a bad matchup. And then in your flex spot, we're going to put Ken Walker in your flex spot. Now, if Bucky doesn't play, I would start Rachaad White. And nothing else would change. I still wouldn't start Jamar Chase over those guys. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully. It's so funny. You. We turn off the super chats and people still find a way to donate on the chat. You guys are crazy. Very funny. Thanks for the love there, guys. Flybirds says I would be receiving JSN and Bill. Is it too much? So he would send away Kendrick, Marvin, and Devonta Smith. I don't think this is too much. I think you're getting an absolute steal here.
Yeah, I would agree. JSN is crazy.
Yeah, that's an easy accept on the JSN side of that.
All right. Strange, Henry are also available over Fannin. I'm 2-2. I mean, yeah, I would start Henry or Strange, either one that you can get. Over Harold Fanning.
I definitely agree with that. I would prefer to start Henry of the options. Yes. Really, it's the flex option that he's going to have to get some help with, and this would be Woody Marks for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you can't wait to see, you have to wait to see what Ladd is going to do, but that's just unlucky. Megatron here sending away Swift and Sutton to receive Henderson, Jameson, and Ricky. 12-team start 7. I mean, you're probably not going to start Jameson or Ricky. I feel like my initial thought is I just want to keep Sutton here.
I like getting out of Swift early.
I guess Sutton is your wide receiver on this team. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I
might, in my opinion, I'd rather just keep the best player in Sutton here. But I understand you're probably trying to trade to get Henderson to help you at the running back position. You have Quinshawn, Chase Brown, and then really no one else.
What if he sent Chase Brown in this deal? And we removed Ricky Pearsall and asked for like Breece Hall back or something. That feels more even.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do that because once again, needing that running back position, you're not starting Cortland anyway in this scenario, so I understand.
And you know, if they want Charbonnet or Harvey on top, then you can discuss that in a trade.
Grace.
Greg.
Greg. Sorry.
Gregonometry.
Gregonometry. I almost thought it said Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, whoa. Shout out to Grey's Anatomy.
That's dyslexia, brother.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Trade. Yeah, that's okay. Trade gives me.
Trade gives him a team to play, and I get a stud. But this is too much. Is this too much to give up? No, I don't think it's too much to give up. It is a 14-team league.
Yeah, I mean.
So he gives up Montgomery. If he makes this trade, he's starting Lamar, Etienne, Jacobs, Adunze Pickens, Ferguson, Jamar Chase. So you have no depth whatsoever if you make this move. But he still could go to the waiver wire and pick up Jaden Higgins, Luther Burden, Ollie Gordon if you wanted. So I don't mind this move.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Daniel Jones or Justin Fields. This would be Justin Fields for me over DJ.
Yep, I agree.
And I think you have the lineup set correctly.
Yeah, we wouldn't make any changes. I mean, Charbonnet and Chase Brown is actually quite close. But I do lean Chase Brown still, just because of the volume. But it is pretty close.
Yeah, I would agree. Daniel with another question says, I got Pickens in a trade for Benson.
Nice. Good job.
Start J-Mo, Woody, Marks in my flex.
J-Mo or Woody Marks? I'm going Woody Marks.
Yeah, I agree.
Love his matchup versus Baltimore. Best matchup for running backs right now. No Lamar Jackson. Anything can happen. We know that in fantasy football, but Marks would be my pick. Thanks, Daniel.
Appreciate you.
Daniel 007 says, Miss Friday, favorite animal in the zoo. So, I do love animals. I do love the zoo. We went to the Singapore Zoo, which is one of the best in Asia, which was a really cool experience. We did that this year, me and my wife, and we saw rhinoceroses, like in person. Like I was able to feed a rhinoceros. That was pretty sick. So I'm probably going to say rhinoceroses. They're massive. They're so big.
Yeah, no, that's cool. The only ones I can think of here in Sydney is like that big monkey. Have you been to the Sydney Zoo where it has like that big the monkey enclosure?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think those are cool, and they have giraffes here as well, which I think is also
really
fun.
Looking at giraffes up close is mind blowing.
Yeah, right. It looks like they look like not of this world sometimes. 100%. See animals like, damn, that's real.
Yeah. Daniel says, who is the number one fan contributor? Say the name. Well, a new month started. And right now, it looks like, Daniel, you've been out-seeded by HB123 for the day, but that's just because the month just started. I'm sure with your support, you'll be back on top. Appreciate the support, Daniel. That's very kind of you, man. Thanks for keeping the lights on over here. Sugar Nips with the start-sit. It looks like Dak. And then at running back, you can't sit Judkins. I would have Marks, personally, over Brown and Walker, as well as Henderson. But maybe we'll look at our flex spot and it won't matter. We'll go T-Mac, Hunter Henry, and Monra. And then in the flex, we're probably going to go Ken Walker. So we would sit Brown, Henderson. I do think White's a great option, but you've already got really good options there.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Okay. Let's Andreas refresh. Here. Okay, you have to refresh. I think it's Andreas, the one that I see next.
Okay. Okay, yes. Andreas here.
Yeah, Kyler Murray at the running back position. I see Alvin. No Josh Jacobs this week. No Tyrone. Amari DeMarcado.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot.
It's going to be Amari or Michael Carter here. Close your eyes, pick one.
Look, hopefully we find more information out this week. I've said this. My opinion is Michael Carter is the better play, but they're back-to-back in my rankings. I'm hoping we get more clarity on that. Really, it is a guesstimation. If anybody out there is telling you they know the answer, I think they're lying straight to your face or making a guess, and then hopefully they're right or they're wrong, and they'll victory lap it, right? I'm going to be honest with you. We don't know what the right answer is. Right now, I would probably lean Michael Carter. We've seen him in the past for this team as a first and second, down back. And that's where I would lean. I'm not buying that, he knows he's the starter, so he said it in an interview. I know a lot of people are like hanging on to that like it's glue. I'm not buying that. I think you could have, that could have been read and interpreted in many different ways. But then we're going to start Jefferson and Johnston at tight end, Bowers, and then in the flex, Godwin. I mean, does he might have to start both Cardinal running backs here.
Yeah, you might have to.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I would go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, appreciate y'all for being here with us. We're going to do our best to get through all these questions. If you want to enter today's giveaway, once we reach 200 likes, we're going to give away some vouchers on the Flock site. All you got to do to enter is like the stream and type week 5. And to anybody who has won today, I will check my DMs after the stream. I can't do it right now while we're streaming. Ear and Dolphin would be sending away Bucky, Egbuka, Higgins for ET and Smith and Lamb. Personally, I probably want the Bucky side of this still. It's pretty even. Like Smith and Higgins pretty much cancel each other out. Etienne and Egbuka are close. I just think if all these players are healthy, I want Bucky and Egbuka over Etienne and Lamb.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think right now I feel more confident in Devonta Smith's opportunity to boom, unlike T.
I don't have confidence in any of them.
That's kind of the only thing, but I hear you. Megatron here with another question. Cortland Sutton.
So let's give a clear answer here. Then I'm gonna probably keep the Bucky side. You're gonna go with the CD side. Is that right?
I'm gonna go with the CD side. Yeah.
Okay, Megatron here.
Sending away Cortland Sutton for Trayvon Henderson and Jameson. I think this was similar to the other question that you had. If this is the same team. Yeah. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a running back in return here. Why don't you just do Cortland straight up for Brees?
It's not a bad idea. I think he's trying to buy low, and he's trying to buy low on 2 names.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I think Badaki and I would both agree that Henderson and Jameson should be better. But also, it's not something that we can guarantee at this point.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to get a running back, I do think Brees for Sutton is pretty fair as a straight up.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to do. If you're going to send away what feels really confident in fantasy production on a week-to-week basis with Cortland Sutton, a guy that you're not even starting, then you should get somebody that at least is going to give you those, at least a guaranteed 10 to 13 points in what Brees Hall is kind of doing.
Yeah.
Instead of hope that something's going to happen.
FF Champ 1718 sends away Kamara McMillan for Dobbins and Pittman. I want Kamara McMillan pretty easily here. Pretty easily.
Yeah.
McMillan's going to be better. I think Pittman's a great asset, but betting on Dobbins right now with the second-round running back who just looked great, who should get more opportunities, I don't really want to do that.
I agree. Neesmith here sending away J.K. Dobbins for Woody Marks.
Yep. I want Woody. Do you agree, or am I crazy?
No, I do agree. I think both do give concerns in my perspective. I think I've been saying this. What happens if Joe Mixon comes back? And then at the same time, I've also been on the side of RJ Harvey is also going to have a bigger role. I don't know what the right answer is, but right now the right answer is technically Woody Marks. I don't know what the right answer is long term. The right answer right now is Woody.
There is a chance that Tom Brady comes back, so Drake May could be in trouble as well.
Technically he'll be Baker Mayfield. He'll go back to,
Yeah. All right. Kur Shim Min says, first time playing fantasy advice. Any advice is a help. So at Flex, right now you're starting DeMarcado. Here's the deal. If Bucky plays, I'm starting Bucky at your Flex. If Bucky doesn't play, I'm starting Rashad. I would start Rashad or Bucky, whoever ends up being the starter. I would start them over DeMarcado, over Chase Brown, Stevenson, Chase. In your wide receivers, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't put Chase over any of those names. So that's probably the one change I might make. Obviously, if Lamar plays, you play him over Drake. But I would lean towards Bucky not playing this week. I'm not saying I'm reporting anything. The coach has said if he can shed his boot by Friday, he'll play. But if Bucky doesn't play, Rashad White.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
there
over
with you,
Jamar,
brother.
yeah.
Right there with you. All right. Cam, Scatterbooth, and Justin Jefferson, and for Ashton Genty and Emeka Mbuka. I'll take Emeka and Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I agree. Scottaboo looks great, though. The Beast O says he's selling Chase, buying too high, risking wide receiver room. Yeah. The interesting part about this is you're getting a free Javonte Williams.
I guess is how much. Like my question here. So my initial thought is I want the right side. I want Javonte, Jamar Chase, Jawan. Now, what I am hesitant of instantly saying, yes, we need to instantly accept this is how you feel about Jamar Chase in the future, specifically in this week or like in the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
I'm just not sure if we're going to see.
Obviously not good, but you're getting a free running back, a free starting running back. I feel like all the risk has been taken away in this trade.
I think it will get better in the long term. Like Detroit, Green Bay are the first tough matchups, I would say. Then Pittsburgh, the Jets, Chicago, then Pittsburgh again, then New England. Anyways.
He already has a Marion Judkins, Henry, Scattaboo. So you don't really need Javonte. That's the problem. I mean, look, I think it's more than enough value, but you don't need Javonte. So I would be okay to make this move, but then I would start to line up another trade.
Yeah.
Like after making this move, can you flip Javonte and Chase into Puka or Amon-Ra or something? Those are the type of trades I'd be looking to make, but it's enough value. Would you send away Lamb for Igbuka and Chase Brown? Not Chase Brown, I don't think.
8. I mean, this guy has this guy's in a rough position here. I mean, I understand why he's thinking of this. I feel like he has to do this trade if you look at his team. Derrick Henry, Trey Benson, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. Chase Brown is not going to be the answer, but he's a band-aid to the situation, especially if Emeka Mbuka is going to continue to produce the way he's going to produce. But there's no Mike Evans.
Don't think that this is the best offer in your league for CeeDee Lamb.
No, I don't think that either.
That's why I would say no. There's got to be a better offer out there. Like if this was Igbuka and Javonte, it's easy, yes. But this is not the best offer, I don't think, in your league.
I just understand why he's doing it.
Yeah. Beer Boy is sending away a second and Caleb Johnson for Jake Ferguson. I mean, that's pretty aggressive. You're giving up on Caleb Johnson way too early in Dynasty. Sure, you can give up the second, but not the second and Caleb Johnson. That's just giving up way too early, in my opinion. I would give up a second and a third, but this is like the worst time to sell a player this entire year of any player in any time right now is Caleb Johnson in Dynasty.
Yeah, so I'm there with you.
This is Chris. At quarterback, we are going to start Drake May. And then between Stafford and Dart, I probably lean Dart this week.
I have Dart over Matthew Stafford this week.
With the matchup at running back, we're going to go James Cook and then probably Chase Brown. At wide receiver, you're going to start Pickens, Sutton, then Ertz. And at the flex spot, I would say McMillan is your best bet there.
Agreed.
And should he stash Corum, Miller, or Tootin? I would probably prefer Tootin. Ertz or Strange. Ertz. Bond, Malik, or Addison. As a stash, Addison. Or, yeah. I'm not sure if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I think
But thanks for the question. Abbott says, just traded for Benson. Now on the IR, my team sucks. So you would send away Puka, Franklin, and JCM for Chuba, Waddle, and Collins. I am open to the idea of moving Puka if you're in a terrible situation, but I don't like this return. Remove Waddle and make it Egbuka or something.
Yeah.
Remove Waddle and make it Johnston. Remove Waddle and make it Zay Flowers. You know, like it's got to be something other than Waddle to get over the line. There's a good chance that this is a triple crown year for Puka Nacua. So be careful selling them.
Nate, Drake May, Jonathan Taylor at the running back position here. I guess it's going to be Travion Henderson.
Yeah, between all these names, I can't wait until they finally name Woody or Bill the starter, but that has not happened. I guess Henderson, yeah, that's not fun. And then with your last flex spot, I feel like you have to throw Higgins in there.
Yeah, I'm going to go T.
It's not fun at all. I'm sorry you're in that spot, Nate. Zendez says 1-3 worried about RB2. What trade for Hampton and Kyron?
Well, we don't know your team, so unless
I'm guessing he has Hampton and Kyron.
I think what he's trying to say, like, how can I trade Hampton and Kyron? That's how I'm reading it. Who from my team that I can trade for Hampton or Kyron?
Yeah, because he is saying like I receive as in like I'm trading for them.
Yeah. And we don't know his team.
Maybe he put that in wrong. Is he in the chat? But if you look at his team, it would not be that surprising if this team was 1-3.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm going to give him a free trade question voucher to come back because... Is this you, Donovan? Are you Zendez?
I'm Silence of the Lamb. Let's see.
Silence of the Lamb. Okay. So he wants to trade for them. Is that what you're saying? How are you 1-3 with this team, though?
Well, he doesn't have CeeDee Lamb, no Rashee Rice.
Okay, so what trade for Hampton Kyron? If you can send either Mason or Pollard in addition to... We got to be fair here. Like a Tucker Kraft.
That has to be something significant, unfortunately.
Tetaroa. It's got to be that combination. Mason and Pollard. Or Mason or Pollard plus T-Mac or plus Tucker Kraft. That is the foundation of that deal.
Tucker Kraft is probably the best way just because Juwan Johnson's available on waivers there.
Well, the guy he's sending him to has Bowers. So it might have to be T-Mac.
Okay.
Or Johnston or something like that. Preferably T-Mac. All right.
Appreciate you. Tony. 1-3 start, but schedule softens. #1 rank. Do this. So you're sending away Chase Brown and Hunter.
Yeah.
And receiving. Yeah, this is for
I'll take
Richie Rich.
Rice. Yeah. I'll take
No
Richie
question.
Rice.
No question.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Sending away Javonte, Derrick Henry, and Pittman for Chase Brown, Scottaboo, and Egbuka. So I'm not a big fan of this one. I like the idea of going from Pittman to Egbuka. But at the same time, when Mike Evans is back and Godwin is healthy, how much of a difference will there be between Pittman and Egbuka? Because Pittman's been really, really good so far this year. He's been one of the better picks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's not being anti-Egbuka. It's just trying to be reasonable. I think I want to keep the Javonte Henry side of this.
I agree. Pittman is the difference maker.
Pukachu at quarterback, we're starting Baker. At running back, look, if Bucky plays, you play him. RB2 would then be...
This would be Alvin.
But it's close with Scattaboo.
Yeah, Bucky and Alvin
And then
at the flex.
your flex would be
Worthy. It would be Worthy. Room's on a bye.
Worthy and
So
Scattaboo for me.
yeah. Now,
But
if
yeah,
he doesn't play, then you can put either.
if Bucky doesn't
Monty or Woody
play,
there.
I'll start Woody, but Monty's a great option too.
Yeah. So you have options, which is good. Just
Okay,
listen up.
Because we have so many questions, Badaki, I'm gonna start to quick fire, and you just tell me if you have a different answer.
Sure.
Okay, so Woody, Mark, Sutton, Warren for Achan, Ridley, Loveland. I'd rather just keep the Woody side of this. You're giving up too much and getting two useless players. Maybe a counter would be asking for Brian Thomas and getting rid of Loveland and, that entire useless part of that trade. Loveland and Ridley. So if it's Achan Thomas, sure. If not, then I'm holding. Twisted T, sending away Chase Brown and Kraft for Trey McBride. If you have enough depth, I'm fine to do this. You haven't linked your team, but if this doesn't hurt your running back room and you're still good to go, I'll take Trey McBride. Your What Hurts says tough decision this week with injuries and buys. At running back, Kamara is starting for us. Then you've got a pretty good lineup here, honestly. I know you said you got tough decisions, but that's a good lineup. I would start Chuba over T-Mac. I want to play T-Mac, but the matchup is just so good for Chuba. It's hard not to trust him versus the Dolphins. Chaz says Evans and Benson out London on bye, probably going to be 1 and 4. He would send away Pickens for Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers. I get why you would do this, but I'm not doing it for Jacoby. And yeah, it's just not.
No, you just can't do it right now. You can't trust either of those guys. No. I understand it. But
you've got one guy that you can play, and you're in turn just putting two guys that might score points for you. That doesn't really work for me. So I have no problem if you want to sell on Pickens, but this is not the return that I would want. I mean, look, if you can get even Dobbins and Thomas back, but Dobbins plays Philadelphia, so that won't help you this week. Yeah, this isn't a good trade. Find a different team. This team doesn't work. I understand the desperation, but don't sell too low. All right, we're refreshing here. And Sugar Nips is here. Start sit. He's starting Hurts. Then I would be going Javonte and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
At wide receiver, we're going to put in... Well, Pearsall's out, so this is going to hurt to say, but it's probably Jamar Chase and Brian Thomas. And then at your flex spot, I'll go Ken Walker.
Yeah, I'm there. Sugar Nips, unlucky.
Death Hammer. At quarterback, I am going Daniel Jones this week.
Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield. I'll tell you my answer really fast.
Versus the Raiders. Love the matchup for Daniel Jones, so... That's really the
I have
decision
Daniel
maker
Jones
for
over
me.
Baker as well.
At wide receiver 2, I'm starting Quentin Johnston, and then at the flex, I am going to start McMillan.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
All right, physicality, what's up, man? It looks like he would be sending away Genty and Keenan for Saquon. I don't mind getting rid of Keenan. Genty.
Start 8 is interesting though. 10 teams start 8. I think that is probably my biggest concern.
Yeah.
What's the depth look like there? Is Keenan your second flex starter or your first flex starter? If he is, I'm not sure if I would do this.
Well, we've got his team here, and
technically a good buy low.
Keenan is his wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I just don't think you can do this trade, unfortunately.
What if you countered it by making it Shakir? That might be easier. That's our counter. Sam, what's up, man? He says Shaheed or Judy at flex, Rattler or Browning at super flex. I like the matchup for Rattler and Shaheed. Yeah, I'm going to go Rattler over Browning this week. Then in your flex spot, between all these names, it's hard not to put Judy out there just with all the injuries happening to that team. It's not fun.
There's a lot of options.
But I'll go Judy here.
I would take a swing on like a Malik Washington against. Well, he's playing the Panthers.
Panthers are not a great matchup.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I'm going Judy. It's tough though, Sam. That's tough. I'm sorry you're in that spot. Chill says currently 1 and 3, not sure what to do. Trade or wait. Yeah, this is more than fair. I mean, okay, dude, you're getting a really good value here.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Derrick Henry, but who knows who scores more points for the season between him and Javonte? I have no idea. You're getting a free Emeka Ibuka here.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Enchanting would send away Judkins for Rice. That's about as even as it gets, I'd say.
Yeah, let's see what that team looks like.
Now you can't make this move, man, because then your RB2 is Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt or Tony Pollard.
Yep, there you go.
You've got to stay strong at running back. You can't afford to make a move like that. Went to Jared, says, should I drop Pacheco for Brashard Smith or Michael Carter? I would be fine in a 10-team league to drop Pacheco for Michael Carter and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
And then you can drop him for Brashard Smith if it doesn't work out. At your flex spot, yeah, I mean, would you start Michael Carter this week or Pacheco? Or Diggs? I'm probably starting Michael Carter.
Yeah, Michael Carter is probably
I'll use
the go.
Pacheco as a placeholder, but I'd start Michael Carter over him.
I'll be interested in Diggs, but it's a tough one.
Drippy, Bo Nix doesn't have a great matchup this week. Look for alternate options on the waiver wire, but right now he's a fine option. Then at your flex spot, you are stuck between... Look, if Terry plays, we'll say Terry. I don't think he will play, though. Ricky's out, so this is probably DeMarcado for me.
Yeah, agreed.
Dang, Alec. Yeah, that's probably your best option. Hopefully Terry plays. Butta, what's up? Says, wide receivers are rough. Someone dropped Jacoby Myers in my league, so I might bank on him. Would he slot in? I would still start Jameson over Jacoby. But in your flex spots, Kamara would start for me. And then I would start Jacoby over Judy. So, yeah, I'm fine with that.
You're probably starting both. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I'd probably start DeMarcado this week, but I would start Jacoby over those names if you had him as an option. Arnold, he's starting Hurts, Achane, Judkins, Nico. Then at wide receiver, I'm going Johnston. And at your flex spot, we're going to play Pittman. Great matchup for Pittman this week.
Agreed.
All right. Mr. Cronsley says, do I do this? Lost neighbor, so kind of panic, but have Caleb and Nix would be solid. Nix has some good matchups coming up. This is not the week, though, versus Philly. He's got really good matchups upcoming.
I think, like, you're putting yourself in the same position. I know Ricky hasn't been amazing, but I think you're the quarterback. I think I would just hold Josh Allen there, personally.
He has Caleb and Nix, though.
Right.
So he has Caleb and Nix as options weekly. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be a good play this week to play Nix, just so you know.
No, I say I would keep Josh Allen. If you can swap Caleb, in this deal, I don't know. I just wouldn't do this trade, period. In my opinion.
I'm not as opposed to it personally. I would love to add Pittman if you can send away like a Chase Brown or something. That'd be a big win if you can manage that. Not a big win. I mean, a big win would probably be sending away Sharps in this deal and getting back Hubbard or something. Then it becomes really worth it. Because it's hard to quantify the value of a Josh Allen, but those are some counters you can try. Be Good says, 3 keeper. Appreciate you guys. 3-1. Let's have a look. So we're starting Daniel Jones this week versus the Raiders at RB2.
Agreed.
I am going to start Scattaboo versus the Saints here. It's a great matchup. At wide receiver, JSN, obviously. Then for me, Keenan.
Yeah.
Then at the flex spot, it would be Woody and Terry if he plays, but if not, Jameson.
Jameson, yeah, exactly.
And as far as trade ideas, I mean, the team is really good. You don't have really any weaknesses. And, I mean, when Terry is back, you can maybe look to shop a Keenan Allen away in a trade or a Tony Pollard away. You could package a Pollard and a Scattaboo and get a better option season long. But right now, your team looks pretty good. Regis sending away Kyron, Nico, Warren to get back Derek, Marvin, Worthy, Kincaid. I don't think Kincaid is worth anything. I know he's been playing well, but he's more of a waiver option than anything to me. He had 1 target last week. You're lucky it turned into a touchdown. So I wouldn't really want to rely on him as a weekly starter. I think that's a big downgrade from Warren. But Going from Kyron to Derek is a lateral move. Nico to Marvin Worthy is close. I prefer Nico, but it's close.
I would take a shot on the package that he's receiving. 12 teams start 8, so a little bit of depth there. I'm not sure what the team looks like.
His team is not very good.
Right, okay.
So if he makes this move, I want you to remind me who he's sending away real quick. Kyron,
Nico, Warren.
The Warren part of that is so bad. So he would start, if he did this, he would start Dak, Henry. Is there any other running back in the trade?
No.
So he would start Dak, Henry, Walker. It doesn't really improve his problem, which is at running back. Then he would start, this doesn't improve any of the problems that you have. It just makes more problems for you. Right now you have a running back problem, and you're making a lateral move. You make this move, you have more difficult decisions in your lineup, and then you're not starting Tyler Warren. Now you have a tight end problem.
I think he has like a wide receiver problem as well. This is start 8, so 1, 2, 3.
He has a lot of problems. That's why he's ranked last in the
5,
rankings.
6,
but
7, 1, 2, 3,
his wide receiver
4,
room
5.
is not his biggest problem if he makes this trade. I mean,
I think it's a lateral move, like you said, though. So like if he's sending away Kyron and goes to Derrick Henry, he's getting more depth at wide receiver. Now the tight end position is not ideal, but I think that helps in a league like, at least in my opinion, at least that helps, because you can't trust in Brian Thomas.
Look, I mean,
you can't trust in Calvin.
This is fine. It fixes your flex spot, and it gives you a problem at tight end.
Yeah.
So what you're thinking logically here is, well, this fixes my flex spot. It does. Gives you a worse alpha, like from losing Nico, and it creates a problem at tight end, in my opinion. Yeah. I haven't seen enough from Kincaid in that offense to say, like, yeah, every week it's going to be rosies. I don't think so, but it's an even trade. Planet Drool says, I need depth. Can you check out my team? He would send Warren for Woody Marks. Well, who's your other tight end if you lose Warren? Jake Ferguson. I'm fine to do this, but you could probably net more value right now. There's more inbuilt value with Tyler Warren, I would say.
Agreed.
So maybe if you can make it Tyler Warren and Jalen Warren and give back like a Bashul Tootin or something. Yeah. Or DeMarcado. Ideally DeMarcado, but if not, Bashul Tootin or something. So you have more usable names next year or next week. T. Ballard is starting Allen, Genty, Judkins, Johnston, Amon-Ra, Bowers at the flex spot. I probably can't sit Hampton.
Yeah, it's going to be Amarian.
At Wilson, what's up? He is sending away Tootin and Mike Evans for A.J. Brown.
I mean...
Wow. I don't know. I mean...
Tootin and Mike Evans for A.J. Brown... He needs a wide receiver. That's why he's doing this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to. I don't see why not.
But what's his running back room if he does this? If he sends away Tootin, he has Saquon, Kyron, David. Okay.
Is this H13 production? Is this your team? If this is your team, he says 4-0, so A.J. Brown for Mike Evans plus 2 in trade doesn't affect me that much.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're 4-0, then I'm okay.
I'm fine to take on the risk of a Mike or AJ. Chonky says I have Trey. Which Trey is that? I don't know what Trey that is. Is it Travion Henderson? Is it Trey McBride? I don't know. Ken Walker, London, Nico, Rome, Jamar Chase. Who should I trade for running back rest of the season? I really like Judkins. Yeah, I imagine if you wanted to get Judkins right now, it'd probably have to be like a Ken Walker plus, like you have a Jordan Addison or something, like something in that range. You could try Jamar Chase straight up.
Yeah, you could.
And see if that works. I'd rather have Judkins rest of the year, but yeah, if that's Trey Benson, if that's Trey McBride, if that's Travion Henderson, there's so many different answers here. But I would probably lean trying to send Ken Walker and a receiver on like an Addison, a Jacoby Myers level receiver. If that doesn't work, try Jamar Chase. Those are some ideas. Appreciate you, Chunky. Brando is sending away Hubbard and McBride for Brees, Golden, and Bowers. I am totally fine with that. That's a free Matthew Golden.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Sprunger is sending away Rice for Judkins. This is about as even as a trade gets right now. We've had this trade already today from a different person. It all comes down to your depth, and I think you could afford to do a trade like this with Charbonnet being your RB2 and losing Benson.
Agreed. Completely agree.
That didn't update, so give me 1 second to refresh here.
I'll refresh as well then.
Appreciate y'all being here with us. Thanks for showing some love. Big stream today. A lot of questions. We're doing our best to get through them. Thanks for your patience. Let's see here. It was from Sprunger. Sprunger, I answered this about 60 seconds ago, so just go back about 60 seconds in the stream, but I think you're fine to take Judkins there. Obtainable says 4-0, lost Tyreek, Connor, now Benson. Tips for rest of season. Yeah, man, that's just the unfortunate reality of fantasy football, but the good news is you're only in a 10-team start 8, so depth is not that hard to come by. Your starting lineup is still very strong, so my tip is don't panic if you're panicking.
Yeah,
your team is still very good. You're going to be okay. But I think this week it would probably be either Charbonnet or Michael Carter. Probably Charbonnet, because it's probably going to be a split backfield anyway between those other guys.
Yeah, I agree.
But tip, remain calm. Just the tip, remain calm. You've got a great team still. Don't panic, sell players. A-List says my team is Jason Johnston, Rice, Bucky Kyron. He would send away Jefferson and Jameson for Judkins and James Cook.
Whoa, if you can do this, I'm doing that immediately.
Yeah, easily Judkins and James Cook. Easily.
And you got Rice coming back.
Way more value. Small says, help, trying to put up a fight for 5-0. He's got Fields. Yeah, going to be tough. Look, I lean Michael Carter here. That's my opinion today. That opinion could change each day until Sunday. But right now I lean Michael Carter. I think he'll be their first and second down back, but stay tuned to reports because things can change. And then we're not changing anything in the rest of your lineup.
Yeah, I agreed.
Wilson, who says, accepted trade to get Rice and Judkins and scat for Jamar, thinking about trading for Tet. Well, that's a huge steal. But would you send away Pollard and Addison for T-Mac? I would.
Yeah, I would do this.
Yeah, I like that long term.
Trade.
Top Sock is starting. Well, we're going to go Daniel Jones this week. Great matchup for him. At RB, I'm going to start Scattaboo versus the Saints. Then in your flex, I think Woody Marks is going to be your best option there against the Baltimore Ravens. Great matchup.
Agreed.
Safe and sound. What's up, man? He is starting Justin Fields, Javonte, Derrick Henry at wide receiver, Keenan Allen. And then I'm probably starting Jameson over Ladd, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then at flex, we're going to put Walker in. So I think I'm actually going to sit Ladd. I just want to wait until
something happens.
Something happens for Ladd to show us we should trust him. What's up, Wagger McDagger? Starting Purdy, Egbuka, or trading Purdy, Egbuka for Lamar in a 14-teamer. I'm probably going to lean towards keeping Egbuka here.
Yeah, I would agree. 14-teamer, though.
You've already got Drake May, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy. There's no reason to do this.
You're chilling.
Absolutely no reason to make that trade. Stronghold. Unconscious has sending away Henderson and Egbuka for Sutton and Chase. This is more even than we've seen.
Yeah, 10-teamer here. So I would imagine that Travion is maybe RB4.
RB3.
Okay, well, he has Zach Charbonnet. His wide receivers are... This would definitely help your wide receiver room. This is a start 7, so...
I just don't know that he needs to do it. Egbuka is the most confident play here right now, but...
Yeah.
Is there another name outside of Chase on that team that doesn't look as hot, but we would prefer? Like, if you can get Kyron instead of Jamar Chase, are you doing this? Yes, you are.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd prefer that, but it's not an unfair trade.
Jamar Chase right now.
It's a pretty even trade. I'm fine to take the Jamar side if you want that.
I agree.
Okay, from a value perspective, it was even. I think we have some more questions here. We're powering through them. Oh, okay. We've gotten through all the questions. Awesome. We can get to these team reviews now, which is great. I wasn't sure. There were so many questions, but I think because we just quick fired through them, we got through it. Appreciate y'all for showing some love. But it is time to review some fantasy football teams. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Now, what you're going to see is us reviewing people's teams, giving them advice, all very personalized to their fantasy football team. You can get your own team review with us with Fantasyland, Zach and Badaki through the Flock site. Just take mental note that every team review with us also comes with a team playbook, which is a customized graphic that we make after we review your team. You can get that by using the promo code LAND and becoming an annual Mother Flocker member through the Flock site. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store, and then you can upload with, us. But if you're a member of a different promo code, you can do the same thing. You just have to buy it a la carte. And if you're a season pass member, you can actually upgrade to an annual membership. It'll take the price off of whatever the season pass was. Okay, let's do Jay Stark here. Let's do Jay Stark. Actually, he has a dynasty one, so that's another dynasty one. Let's do the redraft ones first. A lot of dynasty here. Let's do the redraft one first. HB123.
HB123. Okay, I was just setting up those dynasty ones then. He says, I'm 0-4, need to bounce back. What should I do? Hey, that's okay. I'm 0-4 as well.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
No, panic. Please panic. Not jokes. I'm joking. Well, I'm panicking because my team shit. Your team is probably better than mine. So let's have a look. Your team name is the Roman Empire. And you are currently ranked. Why can't I find the team? 8th. Here we
out
go.
of 10.
Drake made Justin Fields. Well, that's a better start. You don't have Joe Burrow. Running backs is Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, JCM. I mean, we do have Trey Benson, so I can relate with you there. Wide receivers. No, it's not that bad at all. Rome, Quinshawn, Jameson, Ricky, DJ Moore, Slayton with Dalton Kincaid at the tight end position. This is not a bad team. If you're 0-4, it's probably because you probably got put up.
Shit happens. Unlucky.
Yeah. Okay. Untradables right now will be Roma Dunze. And I guess you could probably, if you really wanted to, put Quentin Johnston in there, but we are not. Let's not do that right as of yet.
Yeah.
But it is definitely getting close, I would say. Waiver wire pickups here that I can see.
Well, I'd be open to trading one of your quarterbacks to pick up a Bo Nix. But Tootin should be rostered. I'd drop Slayton to pick up Tootin straight away. Some names there.
Yeah. So we pick up Tootin, we can drop Slayton. You can drop Slayton now because he's probably never going to see your lineup here. So you'll see that cut forecast.
He'll have some boom bust weeks, but I don't think he's going to be a reliable guy each and every week.
Yeah, I completely
Team's
agree.
not bad. I mean, I would probably lean like a B flat for this one.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not a bad team. You're not 0-4 bad. You've just been unlucky, I think. Anything else before we go?
No, that's all.
I don't see, by the way, on his whiteboard on the back end. Okay, here it is. It just came up. Okay, so ideas for trades. As an 0-4 team, you probably should shop Josh Jacobs. And don't undersell him, but because you're 0-4, you need to get a win, So we're not going to sell him and undervalue him, but we're going to sell him and try and do a lateral move so we have a startable name. Maybe because Pearsall's not available, we do a Jacobs and Ricky Pearsall type of move.
Yeah.
Or I would say DJ Moore is interchangeable with Ricky Pearsall. So I'll just say this. DJ Moore is interchangeable with Ricky Pearsall in any of these deals, okay? But I think ideally your team isn't bad, but you are in a position where you really don't want to go 0-5. So let's look at a team that is there any 4-0 teams? Or yeah, there's some 3-1, there's some 3-1s. There's one 4-0. And his team is not even that good. That's just how funny fantasy football is. So could you get Travis Etienne and Deebo Samuel, for example?
Yeah.
That's a lateral move that makes a ton of sense. You're losing out a little bit at running back, but you're getting a bit at wide receiver. I mean, maybe you can ask to add Woody Marks for JCM or something. You know, if you want to make that a 3 for 3, that's probably a better deal for you. Maybe you offer that first. But obviously that's going to be tough for them to accept. But yeah, that's your first offer. That's your second. That would make... And for him, as a 4-0 team, it makes no sense for him not to entertain that. Okay, that's the 4-0 team. Let's look at the 3-1 teams. So, would you go Kamara Marvin maybe?
Kamara Marvin, yeah, if you can get that done.
You're definitely downgrading at running back, but maybe you can add Chris Godwin into that. And who could he send back in return? Like... I'm thinking like Darius Slayton or something. I don't know. That's tough. Just an idea. Trying to give you as many ideas, help you brainstorm. Let's do this together. Okay. The other 3-1 teams, FML, he has Derrick Henry. So this would be going to Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers, which is actually probably very doable. But the issue is that going to help him this week with no Lamar Jackson? Maybe you have to ask for Cortland Sutton. That's a tough one. I don't really like that, but it is an option if you have no other options. Javonte, I feel like Javonte, T-Mac, you need to make this a 3 for 3 though. Where you get one more piece here. For example, sending away Slayton for Higgins or something.
Yeah.
So those are some ideas there. I'm sorry you're not in the best position, man. That's the reality of fantasy football. It's unfair sometimes. You have 517 points against. That is more than anyone else in the league. So that is why you're 0-4, because fantasy is not fair sometimes. But your team is not bad. You just have had the most unlucky situation. What's funny is if you go and you look at the Flock League, guess who has the least amount of points scored against them? You'll never guess, Badaki.
You know,
You'll never guess.
I know exactly who it is.
Yeah, Mason Dodd, the least points scored against him. I have been thinking, like, who set up the schedule? Who set up the schedule this year? Because we did change it. It was customized. I don't know. Just starting to think these things through. Next week, we need to set the schedule up before the draft even starts, in my opinion. Next year.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that's helpful, man. Again, I'm sorry you're in this 0-4 position, but it's not because your team is bad. It's because you got unlucky. But when will he get his playbook?
Yeah, man, we appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook here within 72 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system. So click advice on the Flock website, then go to message. You'll see the message tab, and that's where you're going to be receiving your customized playbook here in the 72 hours.
Yeah. Awesome.
Appreciate you, man.
Awesome.
The next redraft one is from Port.
Yes, but we did get a couple other questions that came in, I think, unless I'm wrong. Let's see here.
Let's have a look. I'm just refreshing.
Let's see. Come on.
Yeah, we got 3 questions.
All right,
here.
let's answer these. From Regis, he is sending away Thomas, Nico, and Warren for CMC, Metcalf, AJ Brown, and Waller. It's funny that Waller's a part of this. I mean, getting CMC is tough to say no to.
Yeah, I mean, are you really going to Waller? I think that's the question.
Waller is a tough downgrade for sure.
Is there anyone the waiver wires you can go to?
No.
There's no one.
Oh wait, but he would be getting Going to Waller is actually hell.
I just don't think you can risk that. I mean, I would rather I would just swap Waller for Evan Ingram. That feels like hell as well, but I think that's where I would go.
I'd rather have Waller at this point.
Make me feel a little bit more
I don't think Evan Ingram is that much more helpful. Dude. The only reason you make this trade is because of CMC. But it's about as even as it gets. If you want to be weak at tight end, just recognize if you make this move, you're going to suck at tight end for the rest of the year. But you will have CMC. It's a pretty even deal, I would say. There's give and take on both sides. EF7 is sending away T-Mac for Amari DiMercado and AJ Brown. I think I just prefer T-Mac here.
I agree.
Don't know
Start
what
7, you're probably never going to start Amari.
Don't know what that running back room
unless your running back room is just terrible.
Peso says lost neighbor CD almost back. Should I trade Lamar Jackson or hold? Depends on what you can get for him, Peso. Again, put him on your trade block, you know, see what sort of offers come in, and then you can make that decision. But if he doesn't start this week, Justin Fields is a great option. Then we're going to start Taylor. We're going to start Judkins. We're going to start probably Sutton Flowers.
Yeah.
At tight end, we'll go Juwan Johnson if he's not available. Strange. In your flex spots, we're going to start the running backs in Woody Marks and Kenneth Walker. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the question.
Love.
All right. Let's see.
I think Port should be next if we didn't get anyone else.
We have one more question here from Lucas, who says, I have McBride and Fergie. Trade options for McBride. Yeah, for McBride, you're probably looking at trading for... Let's have a look here. You're probably looking at trading for like a Devontae Adams, Rashee Rice, Egbuka, London, Adunze, maybe Judkins, Kyron, Etienne, Brees, something like that. That's the range. Appreciate you, Lucas. All right, let's get to the next team review here, which is from Port 45. And then we'll do those
I know
Dynasty
Port was
ones.
in here earlier. Hopefully you're still here. If not, all good. You're going to be receiving that time code. It says 1-3. But feel like my team is better than my record is. I would do anything to at least make the playoffs. Half of the league is 1-3. Please tell me what I need to do to best set myself up for a playoff spot. My first untouchable would be Judkins because my league laughed at me for taking him in the 6. Thank you both. Well, we know someone else that did that. Your team name is Jalen Hurts, ranked 4th out of 10 here. Let's have a look at the quarterback position. Hurts, Bo Nix, great quarterback room. Ashton Genty, Quinchon, Kyron, Jalen. I think it's a good running back room. Nico, Xavier, Michael, Ladd, Jacoby, Jawan. Good wide receiver room with Juwan Johnson. Now, probably the reason why you're 1-3 is because Ashton didn't take off until last week. Quinchon didn't come back until 2 weeks ago. Xavier Worthy was out. Ladd McConkey has been non-existent. So that was probably the tough part. So untradables is definitely going to be Jalen Hurts for me right now. And look, like you said, I'll put Quinchon Judkins in there for you, so that you know, on the document, because I know you say you're probably not going to trade him away. Some waiver wire stashes or pickups or situations here. There's really no one that I can see outside of a name like Josh Downs, but at the same time, I'm just not sure if that is somebody I want to pick up. I'm not sure who you're going to be able to drop in a league like this, unless it's a quarterback or one of those tight ends. I guess you could drop Dallas Goedert. I think he can probably be like a week-to-week basis, especially if Juwan Johnson is probably going to continue. And if he doesn't, then you have opportunities on the waiver wires like Dallas Goedert, Brenton Strange there. So I was just going to put that on a 1 week for Dallas Goedert, where you can then drop them. Overall team grade, I think this is a good team. Xavier Worthy's back, Michael Pittman stepping up there. I'll give this like a B+ type of team.
Give me 1 second.
Type of grade there. No worries. And then this is a start 7, so you'll have a low death priority, which means it's all heavy hitters there for you. But once again, I think this is a really good team. I don't necessarily believe you have to go crazy into the depth there to do too much. Let's see.
What did you say? What was your grade?
B+. I like this team.
I'm gonna go B+ too. Yeah, I like that. I mean, your starting lineup is Hurts, Genty, Judkins, Collins, Worthy, Juwan, Pittman. That's your 7 there. I mean, you could even put Kyron over Pittman at this point. That's a solid-ass team. Definitely a big fan of it. It's weird. These waiver wires are pretty slim for a 10 team. Start 7, but maybe you guys have pretty deep benches. Yeah. Should we go to the whiteboard?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So currently, you are 1-3, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Kind of crazy, but not much you can do about that. He says high stakes, super competitive league, by the way.
That's why he wants to win, which is totally fair.
Of course. Is there any quarterback needy team? Could we, I don't want to like say maybe after this week you use Hurts because Bo Nix has a really good string of games. So I would say after week 5, Jalen Hurts, could you send him away? Because you want to start him this week, but who is a quarterback needy team? Let's see. Guy who has Mahomes is probably fine. The 10th ranked team at quarterback has Daniel Jones. So could you find a way to get into Rashee Rice? You already have Worthy, so maybe you don't double down on that, but like Devontae Adams maybe.
Yep.
He has Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren. Can you end up with a Tyler Warren and Devontae Adams on your team? How can we make that happen? So we send Jalen Hurts and... Because he already has 2 tight ends that he's using, right? Yeah, Brock and Tyler. So Jalen Warren. We'll send Jalen Hurts as well as... I think in this situation, Michael Pittman. Jalen Hurts and Michael Pittman for Tyler Warren and Devontae Adams. I don't know if that's giving up too much. You could try maybe Jalen Warren alternatively. I don't think Lab McConkey gets that done, but obviously if he has a great game this week, maybe you could try Lab McConkey instead. Other one is like Jalen Warren or something. So that's definitely an option there. Let's see. The team that has Jared Goff is probably fine. But if you could sneak your way into McBride, that would be pretty interesting. So what do we think about Trey McBride plus what if we were to send away Hurts and Pittman? Yeah. I'd say Trey McBride and Jameson maybe?
Yeah.
Jameson or Chase Brown?
Yeah, that's where my mind went to was Chase Brown, but that's also really tough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no one really there that
Chase Brown's not an ideal person to buy for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, those are most of the ideas for quarterback. Now, outside of that, you could look at packaging. I don't want to say Pittman because Pittman's important, but like a Jacoby Myers and a Jalen Warren would be something you could do. Maybe you do that after this week because
Warren, right.
Warren's on bye. But if there's a running back needy team that you could take advantage of here, like who desperately needs running backs? Definitely not that guy. You couldn't get Bucky Irving for that, but maybe if you made it Lab McConkey, you could try it. The guy who has Chase Brown at RB3, could you get Javonte Williams for that?
Okay.
That's an option. Let's see. Anybody else need a running back? Montgomery's not going to cut it. Walker's not going to cut it. Achane would be great. If you want Achane, though, you're probably going to have to include Michael Pittman.
Right.
And then maybe you can get something small back from him. You guys can work that detail out. but nobody else has a real huge need at running back. Maybe the Josh Jacobs guy who's 2-2. If you can go get Josh Jacobs. What's his record again? He's 1-3, so you can't afford to do that, actually. Yeah. But those are some ideas that I would have. Your team isn't bad. I think you've just been a little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
But that's just unlucky. The nature of fantasy football, unfortunately.
Yeah. Feels like that's been the words of the year so far, unfortunately, for fantasy football. But appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Port. Let us know if you have any last minute questions.
Yeah, man.
You should be receiving your playbook here within 72 hours. In the Flock Fantasy Message System. I'm pretty sure you've gotten your team review here before.
Appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for letting us look at it. I think we had a question come through. Let's see. Oh, a couple questions. 8 Crazy Nights is trading away Judkins and Sutton for a Dunze. My brother really wants Judkins. I mean, I feel like it's more like Judkins and a Dunze are even. I don't think you can give up Sutton and Judkins for a Dunze.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say Judkins for Dunze is pretty close. Now, if you want to make it a 2-for-2 here, then you probably need something in return. Like Xavier Worthy at minimum, and maybe Drake London. Something. So I think it's more of a 1-for-1 for you guys. If he wants to do a move like that. If you lose Judkins, you have James Cook, Bijan. You have no RB3. I would rather be stronger at running back than receiver. You already have London Worthy, Smith, Addison.
Yeah.
So personally, I understand your brother wants Judkins, but I think you're probably better off holding because you don't want Ramondre Stevenson as your RB3. But that's fair value. I just don't really like it.
You don't want it, yeah.
Maybe you add to your side, you get David Montgomery in this deal, and you send back, I don't know, Juwan Jennings or something. But I don't really love the structure overall. Drippy says start Matthew Stafford instead of Bo or Jackson Dart. I'm currently dealing with that myself, trying to figure out who I want to start between Dart and Bo Nix.
Well, I have Bo and Dart over Matthew Stafford, so I would start either of those guys over Stafford.
Yeah.
I think if I was in the position, I'll probably still be starting Bo Nix, but I can definitely understand the question.
Yeah. You would start
I'm
Nix
a Giants fan.
over Dart?
I would. I just need to see it in one more time for... Hey, the matchup's good. I just need to see it one more time for Jackson. If Jackson come in and do similar to what he did last week, then I think he can be a viable streamer, but I think it's a bit risque.
I guess
if the matchup
I'm probably
really good,
leaning that way too.
Yeah, if the matchup's really good, maybe it's kind of irrelevant and they're just running the ball the whole time.
Scribbles ZYO with Drake May at quarterback. At wide receiver 2, we're going to go George Pickens. And at tight end, Hunter Henry in the flex spot. This is close between McMillan and Marks. I think there's enough reports that could come out this week that make me say Marks. Right now I say McMillan. But I think if reports come out, that he's going to see an increased, even like again on top of what he saw last week, another increased workload, then I would be fine.
I can understand that. Yeah. For me, it would be Ted, but I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do some of these dynasty teams.
Jay Starks here. Appreciate you. You are next up here. All right. Let's have a look.
Oh, we got a trade from Dana while you're setting that up. They would send away Henderson and Olave for Mason and Williams. I prefer Henderson over Mason rest of season still. And between Olave and Jameson, it's so close. I mean, look, this is about as even as a trade gets. It's really like pick your guys.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Just slightly lean the Henderson side, but it's really like a pick your guys type of trade. Okay, let's go to Jay Starks here.
He said move Lamar, Benton, and Godwin for Daniels Brown and a 26 second, 5th, and a 27 first. Okay. I think Lamar and I don't mind that. I think Lamar and Daniels are pretty even. I'm 1-3. Do I keep moving some players? Do I sit tight and get solid draft picks the next couple years and create a legit dynasty with my youth if everything pans out? Who would I move if you think I should? Travion is your team name here. Okay, and you're currently ranked 1st out of 10. Okay, 1 out of 10 here. Let's have a look at your team. Daniels, Bryce Young, Dylan Gabriel. QB2 is definitely in question. I would say Bryce Young still not showing what you want, specifically in a dynasty perspective, but it is a 1 quarterback, so it doesn't matter. Travion, Chase Brown, Zach Charbonnet, Caleb Johnson, Woody Marks, the list goes on with Malik Jackson, Marvin, Xavier, Higgins, Josh Downs with Harold Fan and TJ and Theo. I don't see your 1st and 26 or 27, so that kind of puts you immediately in the Windows open category. When it comes down to untouchables, it'll be Jaden Daniels. I also think a name like still Malik Neighbors and Jackson Smith and Jigba for me are still going to be in that category. Neighbors and JSN. When it comes down to holds, I think the lower tier guys like the Caleb Johnson, who haven't shown anything, I think it's still worth holding. Jaden Higgins, still worth holding. When it comes down to 100%. Drops, you can drop names like Luke McCaffrey, Ty Felton are all worth dropping. I think
I wouldn't drop Luke after the last couple weeks. He's shown plenty of interest. I wouldn't drop him.
I think my perspective there is...
What's he going to pick up instead of Luke McCaffrey off the waiver wire?
Sure. I'm just thinking long term. Like, it doesn't have to be right now, but later on down the road, those are the people I'm going to be dropping, because I don't think his role is going to grow, but either way, I don't think
so either, but when a guy scores back-to-back touchdowns, I'm probably not going to drop him.
Okay.
I mean, what? I feel like that's so fair.
I think it is fair. That's what I'm saying. I said, okay. I was going to say then we can just put Ty Felton, and then you don't have to drop name like Dylan Gabriel right now in a 1 quarterback league, but wait to see what he does in the next couple weeks. But the only drop you'll have here right now is Ty Felton. I see a couple of names on the waiver wires that are interesting. Darnell Mooney, I know he's injured. This is a 10-man league. Are you going to be starting him? I think you can still pick him up. I would also pick up Tyrone Tracy. I know Cam is looking good. I'm still picking him up just to see what happens. That's the only thing that I can see there of guys that I'm willing to pick up and potentially stash. Draft capital, I would give it a B- just because you don't have your 1st and 26.
Yeah, that sucks.
Overall team grade, start 8. So starting running back or starting lineup: Jaden Daniels, Travion, Chase Brown. That's 3. Jackson, Marvin.
Put like a B-
for the overall team grade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Running back room isn't too hot right now.
No, not with Chase Brown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's all admin there.
Okay. So, all right, let's think through some ideas here. First off, we gave him the Windows open pathway. If we haven't said it yet, we have given him the Windows open pathway. You have to compete without your own 1st round pick this year. There's no reason not to, which means you may need to look at a Malik Neighbors trade. I'm not saying you have to, but logically it makes sense if you don't want to waste this year. Outside of that, you can't really trade Chase Brown right now.
No.
So I think that's really the one move that would make sense, and we don't want to get screwed over. But we're seeing a lot of people talking about like Roma Dunze. Someone's like, if I paid a Dunze in a 1st for Neighbors, is that okay? And we're like, what? So it depends on the nature of your league. But for example, can you get a Dunze and Cam Scadaboo or something? Right? Can you get a Dunze and a 1st and send Malik Neighbors in a 2nd or something?
Yeah.
You know, like that's an awesome deal if you can get that done. Let's see. What's a team that's clearly rebuilding? I'm just going to see like what sort of names they have. Even CeeDee Lamb? Can you do like a straight trade for CeeDee Lamb?
Oh, that's nice. For who?
Just for CeeDee Lamb from Elite Neighbors.
Elite Neighbors, okay.
Yeah. Drake London in a first would be awesome. Consider Malik if a third, you're not gonna send Malik in a second away. Even Malik for like Amon-Ra. Let's say you get Amon-Ra St. Brown plus, not plus Jameson Williams. You don't want both of them, but let's say plus Quentin Johnston for Malik Neighbors and a 26 second or something.
Yeah.
You know, that would make sense. Jefferson straight up you could try. You know?
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to get accepted right now. Yeah. You can't go too much further down. Like Nico Collins in a first, maybe. What about like Igbuka in a first or something? So, again, if no one's willing to pay you this kind of value, that's okay. Just hold. You know, you don't have to sell these names. You don't have to sell Malik Neighbors. You still have a startable team without him. But right now, your starting lineup is probably Daniels, Henderson, Brown, or probably Woody is involved there. Then right now, it would be JSN and Marvin, Fannin or Hawkinson, then Worthy, and you'd put one of those running backs in there. So in an ideal world, you make a trade where you move off of Neighbors for one of these ideas.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So,
I don't mind those. I don't mind those pivots there for sure. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support, Stark. Jay Stark. You should be receiving your playbook here within 72 hours under the advice tab. Then click on message. That's where you're going to see your customized playbook within 72 hours.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. And I'll just quickly refresh and see if there's any questions that popped through while we were doing that review. Let's have a geese. Nope. Okay, so Dingaling is the next one here. Another Dynasty team that we're going to review.
Okay. Says, I think I have a pretty good young team, 2-2 right now. Currently ranked first out of 8. This is an 8-man league. So most likely going to be a good team for sure. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, J.J. McCarthy. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks here. Dak Prescott, Jackson Dart, Omarion Chase, RJ Benson. The list goes on there. Puka, C.D. Bryan, Tet, Matthew.
Yeah,
with
I mean, this team's great.
Brock Bowers. I mean, this is a really good team. I see that you don't have your first. I wouldn't call this I wouldn't call this a Thanos team. I think if you probably had a Marion and then like a Bucky, maybe that would have felt better, or Marion, or a high-end type of running back that's not named Chase Brown right now, which sucks. I would have been really close to a Thanos. But in reality, you are a strong contender, but you are in the Windows Open category. Untouchables, Jaden Daniels, Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers are probably your untouchables. Holds in the future. Probably names like Matthew Golden, RJ Harvey is a hold. Guys you can drop if you really wanted to. I would be okay dropping Jonathan Brooks in an 8-man league, a Joe Mixon, a Carson Wentz. I'll drop Carson Wentz. A lot of drops here that you don't have to do right now, but that's exactly where I would be going or doing at the moment. I would drop Carson Wentz, pick up Daniel Jones. I mean, you don't have to pick up Daniel Jones, but you get what I mean. Your 8-man league. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Because it's such a small league, I would love to see if we can do some 2-for-1 trades. Overall team grade, what did you say?
I'll give it an A.
Yeah, A- maybe.
Yeah,
A-. You're a Windows Open, same as the last guy, because you don't have your first and your second round pick this year, so you have no reason not to compete. Now, when we look at your rookie draft, I really liked it. The additions of Dart, Hampton, Harvey, Scatterboo, McMillan. That's a great haul there. Gave you A- for your rookie haul. What I would love to do is sell. You got too many quarterbacks. Yeah, 5 quarterbacks. The most you'll need would be 3, honestly. So you could probably sell at least Dak Prescott could be sold. I mean, I guess you could trade JJ McCarthy, but it's a terrible time to do that. Jackson Dart is more of a hold. Brock Purdy you want to keep. So I think we can sell Dak Prescott. We could look at packaging Jordan Mason and RJ Harvey. Really, I don't think there's like another move you need to make. Maybe you could sell Hawkinson. If there's a tight end needy team, you could throw Hawkinson into a deal.
Yeah.
So those would be the names that maybe we can look at moving. When I said Mason and Harvey, I meant Mason and Chase Brown.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's find a quarterback needy team, ideally. This guy has Shuck and Rogers. That is a quarterback needy team if I've ever seen one in my life. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Can you send him Dak Prescott? And I mean, shoot, if you can somehow combine Prescott, Mason, Chase Brown for like a Saquon Barkley, there's no reason not to do that for your team. You can afford to quote unquote overpay. Makes sense because he has running back depth. If you can find a way to get Jamar Chase off this guy, so Dak Prescott plus, let's say plus Jordan Mason plus a receiver that you have like Matthew Golden. That's not going to be enough, is it?
Yeah. No.
I don't want to send T-Mac or Brian. Yeah, maybe Jamar Chase isn't ideal. So maybe we can't get Jamar Chase from him. That's fine. I don't want AJ Brown or Metcalf. I don't want Laporta. So really, it's CMC or Saquon. I would even be willing to send Dak Prescott straight up for CMC. And you can throw in Jordan Mason if you want to get it done. Who else needs a quarterback? The guy who's number 7 has Trevor Lawrence and CJ and Tua. Can we find our way into a Josh Jacobs or a Kyron Williams? Kind of the same idea, really. Dak Prescott, you should be able to get them straight up. Kyron Williams or Josh Jacobs. If not, you have so much depth, man. You can throw in a Jordan Mason if you need to. As far as, is there any other teams that are really quarterback needy? I don't think so, right? I mean, probably not. No. But what about tight end needy teams? So this guy has Arroyo. So could we send him TJ Hawkinson? Like TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Mason for Kenneth Walker or something.
Yeah. TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Mason for,
you know, alternatively you could try and go, you could try to go for Henderson if you made it like, what if he threw in like Zach Charbonnet on top of Henderson and Jordan Mason? Like, you could try that. If that doesn't work, can you use Benson instead? There's plenty of, you know, options there to try. But I think those are kind of the main ideas that I have here. You really have so much depth. Like Aaron Jones is throwable into these trades. Jacoby Myers is throwable into these trades. You know, you can even explore a McCarthy Dart trade, but I would rather hold them right now. You just have so much depth. Let's turn it into some superstars. Or even like some players we want to bet on long term more. So, yeah.
Appreciate you, man. You should be receiving your playbook here within 72 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system here.
Yes,
but thank you so much. If you want to go ahead and read this guy, there's another person out the door. Sorry.
That's okay. Let me just refresh real fast and make sure. Okay. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Start sit here from Don't Wish I Died, which we love that you changed your username. At running back, Alvin Kamara versus the Giants. It's a great matchup. I'm going to go Woody Marks here, but I think Montgomery is a safer play. But my name's Rod and I like to party. And then at your flex, we'll go ahead and put Montgomery in anyway versus the Bengals. I like that. Thanks for the question. Okay. Brins is Able 10 says, hey, first Dynasty League. Sadly, it was one where I was asked to take someone's team over that left the league, but still wanted to try. Traded quite a bit, wanted picks to try and make the team really mine, but when Malik got hurt, decided to trade for him since I doubted I was contending this year. So your team name is Bryn is Able. Is that right? No, it must be a different team name. Let me see. It probably shows it on the back end then. We don't have Tonjas on the site? Okay. Can you put that in the Discord under site issues? If you want Tonjas to be there, our devs will fix that for you. Bryn is Able. The team name is actually... It says Bryn is Able. Am I blind? Oh, yeah. I am blind. Team 8. The problem was I am blind. Okay. Okay. So we're on the same page here. You're 1-3 right now. You just traded for Malik Neighbors. I wonder what you traded for to get Malik Neighbors, but the fact that you still have your 2 first-round picks is a great sign. You know, getting Malik Neighbors, keeping your 2 first-round picks. I think I probably would like the trade that you did. I would only like it if you dislike it if you sent your first, if you're rebuilding, but you didn't. So that's nice. Right now you've got Mahomes, Hubbard, Walker, Neighbors, Worthy, Hawkinson, Ricky, DJ Moore probably as your starters. I definitely like your team, and I like that you have all your picks. You talked about rebuilding, but I mean this team can definitely compete. So if you want to put it in a full rebuild, we can probably make some more drastic moves, which we'll look at together. But overall team grade, it's not the best team. I would probably put like a C flat on this one.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably going to look to punt this year.
When you're punt.
Which you getting Malik Neighbors is kind of like you doing that anyway. But take us through some admin stuff, Badaki.
Yeah. Untouchables, definitely probably just going to be Malik Neighbors. I don't see anyone else as an untouchable. Guys that you can hold for the future. Jaden Higgins. Malik Washington, especially with Tyreek Hill's injury. What is that going to look like for his future? No one at the running back position I'm wanting to hold, or the wide receiver position outside of that. I guess you can also put Terrence Ferguson in that category.
I like holding Isaiah Bond.
Sure, we can put Isaiah Bond. And then drops. Probably names like the Jujus, Darius Slaytons, Jalen Toberts of the world, probably later on down the road. Juju Smith and or Slayton. But other than that, that's everything for admin.
Okay. Awesome. Let's look at your whiteboard then. Where do I have it? I have it here. Okay, so the rookie haul that you had, you didn't really get like any truly transformational players, at least yet. Jaden Higgins should still be much better. He's a strong hold, like Badaki said, but as of right now, that's not the case. Now, if you're looking to fully punt, I would probably be interested in seeing what I could get for Chuba Hubbard, I could get for Ken Walker, what I could get for DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Now, it feels like DJ Moore does not fit the offense in Chicago, so you might need to be patient on him. I could see them moving on from DJ or sending him in a trade somewhere. But, of course...
Like Roma Dunze is the Amon-Ra St. Brown, and DJ is now the Jameson.
Yeah, just different personnel, right? Different personnel for sure. If you can get any first in any year for those top 4 names, like Hubbard, Walker, DJ Moore, Pittman, you take it. And there's going to be plenty of teams that are competitive and running back needy that are going to be willing to send you a first for these players. I don't know about Moore, but everybody else I'm pretty confident in. With TJ Hawkinson, I would take multiple seconds, and I would say any year on him. What you could also do with DJ Moore is you might have to get a little bit more creative. Like turn him into Luther Burden in a second or something. And you send DJ Moore in a third.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to get creative with him in Dynasty right now. DJ Moore and I was going to say Jaden Higgins. You have Jaden Higgins. I mean, let's think this through. Maybe even like DJ Moore for Trey Benson. That might be perfect for a rebuilder.
Yeah.
DJ Moore. You can't get Xavier Worthy, but like if anyone's still questioning Quentin Johnston, you know, probably not at this point.
Come on, QJ.
Brandon Ayuk in a second, something like that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be, you know, a little bit more open-minded. Alec A. O'Manor in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the names that make sense to me. But yeah, for Chuba, for Ken, it's very straightforward. Like get a first. For Pittman, ideally same thing. If he keeps playing the way he is, you should be able to net that. But essentially, you know, you want to find ways to make your team bad but still good in the future. That's why like Benson makes so much sense because he'll be the starter by the end of the year, but right now he's on IR. So that works out really well for you. The Luther Burden thing makes sense because he's not currently involved. But that would probably be my game plan for this team. And sorry it's not in a great place. And yeah, I already said it's probably unlikely you get a first for DJ Moore. We've already said that. Which is why I said you'd have to get creative. And then we spent 5 minutes looking at you know, ways to sell him. But I agree.
Appreciate you.
That's why I went through all those options, y'all.
Thank you so much for that support, man. We really appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook, a customized everything that we drew up here today on the Flock Fantasy Message System. So go to the Advice tab, then you're going to see a Message tab as well. So click on that, and then that's exactly where you're going to be receiving your playbook within 72 hours, customized to everything that we drew up here for you today, man. Thank you so much.
That's it for today, guys. Long stream, a lot of questions that we answered. I think we ended up answering over 75, 80-ish, something like that.
Something along those lines. A lot.
Yeah. Thanks so much for the support. Look, we will be live tomorrow before Thursday Night Football. Right? Thursday Night Football tomorrow?
Yep, Thursday Night Football is tomorrow.
So we'll be live before Thursday Night Football. Come join us then. Make sure you get your questions in on the site, and we will see you guys then. Nothing but love.
Love.